guys. Okay, so this is going to be your Sunday reading. So what we're going to take a look at, I'm excited about this one. I've been kind of brewing myself up to this. So your situation and what should you do? This is just a really overall what should you do. Sometimes when we're in certain situations, we really can get trapped in our head, you know, that Eight of Swords energy. Also, we can kind of get further and further from what the clear path is in front of us, or the highest, what's for our highest good that's right there in front of us. We have a lot of fears, some insecurities, all kinds of stuff that takes place that can kind of cloud our vision. So this is really what this reading is about. So whatever that situation is for you, I don't know how these are going to exactly come out. You know, I don't know if it's going to be a particular situation or if it's going to be a reading that can kind of suit an overall variety of situations. So just take what resonates for you, anything that's helpful or gives you some sort of guidance for your highest good, anything your intuition's already trying to pick up on that maybe you're just getting a little, again, clouded in. So what we're going to do is I have two different oracle decks that we're going to use to gather two different cards for each pile. The first one here is, this is the Oracle of the Seven Energies. And then also we have the, and this one I meant to use, the reason I got this out is because I meant to use it for Halloween. I forgot. It's called the Deep, Dark, and Dangerous Oracles. Okay, so we're going to start with the lighter aspect here. And, okay, guys. Pile 1. Pile 2. And pile 3. Okay. Now we're going to get the darker aspect with the Deep, Dark, and Dangerous oracles. Okay, so pile 1. Pile 2. Pile 3. Okay, guys, so I'm not going to flip them over. There will be a quick meditation after this intro. I'm actually going to do one more thing before I go, because I know some of y'all have a hard time when there's not any kind of object that's on top of the tarot. So I'm going to do that real quick, and this will be in the meditation, so if you want to move forward, you can. Okay, so pile 1. You have the dice. Ooh, I landed on 5. That's the number of change. Pile 2. What in the world? Oh, y'all have a bee. Okay, interesting. Pile 3. I just heard just nip it in the butt in my head. Ooh, y'all got the yay. I know one reading is probably going to pertain to love, so you have a heart there. All right, guys. So pile 1 with the dice, pile 2 with the bee, and pile 3 with the heart. And timestamps and everything will be down below, and I'll see you at your pile. Hey, pile 1. So if you chose, I'm sitting here and I'm staring at the 5 here on the dice. You also see 4 and 1. So if you put those numbers into consideration, 5 is actually the number of change. It's the number of changes coming, and there's like this really big like energy of something that you're healing from, or something that you are focused on or you're trying to heal from, that has to do with your stability. This is on a deeper level than what you realize. And for some of you, I think the timelines may be a little bit differently where you are epiphany-wise when it comes to this particular stage of healing. But it has to do with your safety, and it has to do with what brings safety to you and why that is. And it could possibly also pertain to a new beginning, or there may be one of those just right around the corner here for you. I wanted to say when we started here, the number 5, I was thinking the 5th house, so that's Leo energy. But it talks a lot about it pertains to your creativity, and it pertains to your, that childlike energy, which reminds me of feeling safe. When you are a child, immediately what we look for is that security, that safety. So it's something that you crave or you long for. And I think that this may pertain to something from your childhood in some kind of way that you could have really fit the puzzle piece together, which in turn is going to open you up, to evolve or change. And that could also represent that number 1. So this could be outside of yourself or inside of yourself. Either way, I think that it's going to cause a significant change in your life, period. Okay. Very interesting. Actually, okay. Had to fix my camera, guys. Okay, so we have discipline with martyrdom, number 30, and this is dangerous. Okay. Then we also have a higher view, the number 41. I love it when the numbers like sync up. You have 3 here, you have 41 here, which can be, reduced down to 3. So both of these also, you see on his chest here, it really looks like feathers. And here you have this hawk, and both of them are kind of giving off this very impressive stare. If you notice the owl and the man here. So this is actually about someone who is going under order for someone else. So someone who is very, this is like doing what you feel like needs to be done, and don't question it. You're not questioning it in any kind of way. You're just doing what needs to be done. So this is representing growth with the number 3. I feel like you're in a place to where you're building, could be building an empire here, or you're building something or growing something, and you're just kind of focused on what needs to get done or what needs to be done. And in this time, in this process, what maybe you didn't see or understand is that mentally you're going through a stage of growth in this process. So wherever you are, what you've been building in your life, where you are now, you haven't really turned around like they are here. None of them are really turning around and looking at what they've built, so much so as protecting what this is. And staying disciplined when it comes to this. This is something that has been, now this is the darker energy here, okay? So this is something that they're saying here has been kind of a needed, but something that has kind of put a shadow over other things that need sun, and growth in your life. And even though this was something that was necessary, there's other things around it that are also it's just as much part of your stability. This could be your family, your friends, your environment around you, and the quality of those things or the quantity of those things. And understanding that is just as much as valuable when it comes to building that safety, that we talked about in the beginning for yourself. And so this is, I think, where you're heading into this next phase. But number 41 here, a higher view, brings me to that. So this is the lighter energy. And it's showing me here, because it's funny too. I didn't even see this before. I see it now. That's pretty awesome. You have 41 here. I get excited when there's syncs like that. And I pointed out 4 and 1 on there. And I'll say this every time because some of them just seem like, oh, she pulled those cards or whatever before. I don't care if y'all believe me or not. I know what the truth is. I'm someone sitting here, so I'm excited about it. But 41, 4 is, again, that stability like we talked about. 1 is about that new beginning. So in between is that 3, which is this growth and expansion, now needing to expand. So the lighter energy of this is the fact that you can now be able to see a higher view from where you were before. So once you built a security within your life in some kind of way, then and structure that, and then being able to see the higher view of your life in general. And this is where you are, and this is now, see, they're bringing in this lighter energy. So now this is time for you to step more into a more or less masculine energy, where you're needing to take control and be assertive and be disciplined in whatever kind of way, and not as be open to vulnerabilities. So not allowing things to kind of get in the way of this. And now you're stepping into a lighter, more feminine kind of energy, to where you're opening up to the vulnerability, the emotional part of what brings in that safety. Okay, so let's get some tarot. So I have different kinds of tarot decks for you guys. And actually, for y'all, I'm going to use the Ethereal Tarot. I actually pulled a different one, but I'm going to go with this one. I feel more called to this one for you guys. And then also, right before we get that, I want to get some of these, because I want to see what should be your overall, like, what should you do? You want to know about what you should do. So we want to know what this is pertaining to. Where are your emotions at with whatever this is? You know, we know the energy that you're setting in. It's like we know your surroundings. Now, what can you do in that? What can you do with that? Okay. Some of you, there may be some things that you're needing to heal around you, maybe relationships, or you're needing to, even perhaps for some of you, walk away from certain things. You know, we have different people in our life for different seasons in our life. And when we find ourselves moving from one season to the next, and what we're really focusing on, that can also mean that people around us change as well. Our environments change, the things that we do change, you know, places that we go change. So those people that we usually see or meet are going to be kind of different. Like, you're taking yourself out of that comfort kind of zone, and other people you can't sometimes always take with you. Now, I don't mean that you have to cut ties or anything like that. I just mean that, you know, you're moving into a different direction or different season in your life. And it doesn't mean that everyone around you is going to be in that same season. Okay. Something about that. There's something about that for some of you. That's not going to resonate for everybody, I feel, but where are they at currently right now? What's the energy on a pedestal? And look at that wings. The wings and the... Okay, I get it. I get it. Don't get too far ahead of yourself is what they're saying here. Try not to get too far ahead of yourselves. Even if this is talking about a healing path and you feeling really good, you know, there's this energy here of always making sure that you represent yourself in an upfront, graceful way, in a way to where you're proud of what you're, the attitude that you carry, and be humble with where you are. So that could be you know, come out in a million different ways for everybody, what that message is. Yeah, because when we can get so much so in our more masculine energy within us, because we have our head down and we're just doing what we're doing, and we can kind of shut off, you know, in a way. If we carry that over into here, into our emotional space in our life, it can kind of lead to a more aggressive approach. And I don't think that's what you need in this, whatever this is for you guys. I don't think that's what you need in this. I think that that's what would actually be something that hindered or hurt this in some kind of way. So definitely, I would say, don't be thinking that you're better than anyone else, even if that comes to your own spiritual path or your own purpose or your own healing, you know, how you think that you've grown and healed. Just be kind of humbled in that, in a way, right? And then the cosmos. So soul gift, divine path, align with the universe. I feel like that there is this longing inside of you here where you want to be able to align with, on the outside, kind of the way that you feel on the inside. So you're wanting to kind of fix your interior, you know, you want to kind of have that sense of security within yourself and kind of seal the deal with being able to have that safety outside of yourself. And so you may be someone that's actually looking for that emotional support, or and this may be something that you're just realizing as of now, because you feel safe in that other place, right? Okay. Let's get some tarot. See if we can narrow this down a little bit as into what you should do. I just saw the Lovers in reverse. For some of you, this injustice and justice in reverse as well. So for some of you, this may have to do with moving away from a situation, or being at a crossroads, needing to move away from a situation, or choose something, choose what's best for you here. That King of Wands, Leo energy there. Not wanting to choose the wrong direction and not wanting to choose the wrong path is something that you're looking at or you're focused on at this time. And finding that balance with Temperance there, Sagittarius energy, finding that peaceful place, that security, that balance within. That's exactly what Temperance is. Okay, what do you want to tell us about this? What should they do, Spirit? King of Pentacles in reverse. So there's that lack of being able to feel secure in something. Capricorn energy. That's a heavy energy. The Seven of Wands. That's a challenge. There's that aggressive kind of here. You know, I'm sitting on my pedestal here kind of energy. So be careful of that. I have stability. Be careful of that. You know, because at some point, if you put on, I feel like, if you put on an exterior of, basically, for lack of better, just to shorten this up, I'm big and I'm bad, it's going to also put out an energy of, okay, well, let's see. So I always gotta get that here when I look at the Seven of Wands. So be careful just of being in that place, right? Because it can make a situation that you're not ready for aware. You know what I mean? So, okay. I'm going to get the rest out here before I go into this. We have Strength. That's Leo energy. This can be a Capricorn, Virgo, or a Taurus. Earth energy here. You have an Ace of Cups here. So that new relationship did a double flip in my hand there, opening yourself up to love, perhaps for some of you, or a relationship. I feel like this has a lot to do, again, with this vulnerability with strength in a relationship, being vulnerable in a relationship, that being part of the challenge, because you don't know if it's something that is secure or stable, and you don't want to be too arrogant about something here either. Okay, Temperance want to come out again. Sagittarius energy there again, so may be relevant. There's just a lot of fire here with Leo, and then a little bit of earth. Some of you may be wondering if you're going to give to a situation or wanting to find balance in giving to a situation emotionally. There's that emotional back and forth that she's holding. You go from the cup straight to that, so that's kind of neat. Having patience. Tell me more about the King of Pentacles. This may be for some of you having to do with a commitment or breaking a commitment, just depending on what your situation is. The Three of Pentacles is about working together. So maybe you're unsure about if you can work together here with someone. Not wanting to be too confident in that, I think, is part of this, though. the Whale. Special card in this deck. Yeah. I just heard I don't want to fall into the Whale. Totally get it. You know, totally get it. And some of you may feel that way actually as well, as that you may have felt like you're kind of in a dry well, you know, like you don't have that emotional, you've been kind of non-emotional for so long, or you've been unable to express your emotions, that it's taken you some time, or this is something that could very much so like open you up emotionally, and that's something that you don't know if you're ready for, or you're wanting. Maybe something that you're just realizing as well. 7 of Wands. Judgment. The challenge is making the judgment call here. The challenge is also part of this is a renewal, starting over. So for some of you, this could have to do with starting over. So some of you, this has to also do with facing judgment on others. That could also be a challenge. You know, he's fighting off those other people there, needing to defend yourself, you know, in a way with this. Strength. Page of Wands. So wanting to go after this, or feeling that drive or that energy to want to do something like that, is something that's very present. And knowing that you do have this inner strength to be able to, you know, part of this is, I think, something that's growing actually, is this wanting to explore something, wanting to kind of move forward, or, you know, I want this kind of energy is becoming stronger here. And I think you're having to kind of tame this in a way at this time. Having to be internally strong. This can also be about a message or expressing yourself here as well. Needing to be patient or tame that in some way. Ace of Cups. You're holding back perhaps. Yeah, the Five of Swords. So there's conflict around this relationship or your emotions. You're conflicted about how you feel about starting something, how you feel about the person, or how you feel about how you're feeling. There's a lot of different ways in that. I think that you may be sitting on a decision. This card, this Five of Swords, always takes me back a little bit, because it's not normally what you see. He's actually sitting in contemplation in a way. You have 2 swords here, so a decision at hand. And then you have 3 swords sitting beside him, which leads up to that 5 of Swords, which is about betrayal or doing something that you want to do for yourself. And I'm so sorry, you guys, that y'all cannot see these cards. It's so annoying. I keep doing this. I don't know why. I moved my camera and I just can't keep up with what I'm doing, I guess. I don't know. But let me move these and we'll continue on to this. That 5 of Swords, the 3 swords can also represent, you know, splitting yourself away from something or hurting someone, or it could have been someone you did hurt. You know, all that kind of stuff is there. It can look in the way of betrayal, separation, heartbreak, pain, breakup, anything. Anything that causes some significant pain to you or anyone else is the 3 of Swords energy. And that's there in contemplation mode around the decision, around that Ace of Cups. So for some of you, you are contemplating a relationship or opening up to someone emotionally or being emotionally expressive. Okay. Temperance. 9 of Pentacles. Yeah. This is about independence here. For some of you, it's like you may have been separated from someone or divorced, or this is something that you're thinking about, and you're kind of in that dwelling energy thinking about it, right? You're really dwelling on it. You're sitting there, you're wondering, you're going through all the thoughts and trying to figure out which direction to go in. And I'm sorry about my dog. So annoying. So annoying. Now, you perhaps could actually be in a situation similar to what we're experiencing in this reading right now, where my dog just will not just shut the hell up. What is he barking at? I think he's barking at a squirrel. Would you please stop it? Thank you. Thank you. Sorry, guys. I have 2 golden doodles. And one's called Tater. His name's Tater, and he's just staring at me right now. He was the one barking. Okay, anyway. Stop staring at me and go on. Quit barking. Be good. Okay? Okay. I want to get some more here to go back through this. This Nine of Pentacles right here with this Temperance energy is telling me either you're wanting to get out of something here, and that's what I was going to say, is that you could be experiencing that, and the challenge is starting over here. For some of you, you know, you're going into a single energy. For some of you, that Nine of Pentacles is about finding balance and peace within yourself, feeling confident within yourself. You know, she's enjoying what she has now gained here in this Nine of Pentacles. She's worked for it. She's invested in it. She's gotten to this point to where she can now enjoy the grapes, you know, her harvest. And this is this space of where I feel like you need to kind of, there's peace here in this. There's peace and there's understanding here in this. And I think that this is kind of what they're saying, is there's peace and understanding here with you being able to be in that place. Like you can be in that place. Like it's, to see Temperance and the Nine of Pentacles, it's like you are happy and stable and comfortable, and you want to be able to enjoy it. You know, and there's peace and harmony in that, wanting to be able to enjoy it. So I don't know what that means to you guys. It could be different for everybody, but there's this feeling of wanting to be able to enjoy the stability that you have gained, and maybe not being able to do that. Or want to be able to enjoy a relationship and maybe not being able to do that. Even if you're not with anyone, you know, it's like maybe you've been single for so long and you're finding peace with being single at this point, but, you know, wanting to have someone or something emotional here, way of enjoying that. Being conflicted about, some of you could be conflicted about letting someone in emotionally, you know. It goes back to stepping out of that masculine energy. Tell me about Judgment. Okay. Came out right when I said that. We have the Knight of Pentacles and Chariot in the reverse. So you're being called to do what's for your highest good here. You're being called to, with that Chariot in reverse, this is all what we talked about up here. This Cancer energy, by the way. You have Scorpio here as well. I don't know if I mentioned that. You're slowly needing and wanting to get your Chariot into a good position for yourself, right? And this is the challenge. Remember, this is the challenge here for you, is now how do I get my Chariot to go upright? And there's this slow moving energy that's behind it. And one of the reasons that you may have been moving so slowly and making this decision here, or facing judgment or a renewal, is because, again, your emotions are not quite in a place to where you can control fear versus the faith in the situation. And this is part of your challenge here. This is the part that you're struggling on. And this is why you would want to know what you should do in a reading, is this energy right here. For some of you, you may actually feel like you're slowly getting to a place to where, like, you just don't understand emotionally how you feel about a situation. Or what's the best thing, you know, that's the challenge. Moving forward is the challenge. Moving on, from something as well that brings you what you feel like some sense of emotional stability. Let me just go on with that. Emotional stability in an unhealthy situation can look like being just attached to the familiarity of something, and even if it's not good for you, it's still familiar, and there's safety and security in that. You see? I think this is part of what you may be struggling with at this moment, and needing to face the reality or face judgment when it comes to that, because you do have to release to allow, right? You can't sit in a house and say, oh, I wish I had this, this, and this, and it's then finally being right in front of you, or the money for it, or whatever it is you need, and you're like, well, but I don't want to let this go. You know, it's like, well, what the hell? You know, what you wanted is right there. Like, it's kind of like that kind of energy, but about emotional security, your emotional safety. It's like taking a chance on your emotional security in a way. Okay, so let's figure out, why is the Page of Wands with this strength here? It sounds silly to explain it like the house scenario, but it's, you know, we make everything just so complicated. Emotions make everything so complicated. Our trauma makes everything so complicated. People make everything so complicated. Situations and all that stuff can lead to Chariot in the reverse, where you don't know which way you're going, or how you feel, or what's best. It's like being in a chariot and your horse is being out of control, right? And you don't have control of your chariot. So the Six of Pentacles is here. There may be, again, something that you're wanting to explore or give to, be generous with, find balance with. Internally, this is a part of this as well. Needing to find that internal balance about the situation is what's, I feel like, mostly needed. For some of you, could be asking something of someone. I don't feel like this is going to be representing a whole lot for everybody, but for some of you, I do feel like this has to do with balance and maybe finances in some kind of way. Finding balance in your finances or something like this in some kind of way, or with someone or something giving to you, or, you know, having a balanced, equal give and take in a situation. Things needing to be fair or balanced. Some of you may actually also be afraid of justice, whether someone is going to be fair with you. Okay, I'm going to shake that off for a second. Let me keep going into the Five of Swords, Ace of Cups. The Hanged Man, Pisces energy. Yeah, you're stuck. This is the stuck. This is the stuck right here. That Five of Swords. There could be a betrayal around a relationship, perhaps. This is where things get stuck or stagnant, which I'll have to get some oracles about, because I'm going to be nosy about that for some of you. But this can also look in the way of just being stuck emotionally, you know, with if you should or shouldn't open up. Or how you'd feel about a new relationship. There's a lot of confusion there with that. You know, it's to see something in a different perspective. I need to hang upside down so I can look at things in a different perspective. It's not going to feel good. It's not going to feel great. I'm hanging upside down. You know, it's going to not feel so good. But I need to look at this part of things so I know what kind of challenges I'm facing, or every worst case scenario, you know, every scenario, every outcome. Some of them may be difficult, but I need to look at that when it comes to this relationship, or when it comes to my emotions. Nine of Pentacles, Temperance. Six of Cups. What do you got going on over here? For some of you, this has to do with this child, you know, like energy. For some of you, this is a soulmate. For some of you, this is someone that you have a past here with as well, that you may look up to in some kind of way. They may have some Sagittarius in their chart. This is someone that, this is about, you see the two kids that are here, they're sharing a playful energy. And it's funny because in the beginning of your reading, and these cards are still not right. I'm just gonna have to leave them, guys. I'm sorry. It's probably bothering me more than you guys, but anyways. We talked a lot in the beginning of your reading about that childlike energy being there. And that finding safety and security. And this person here, if this is a person that you're dealing with, or if this is just the idea of one, or it could just be friends or other people around you, you know, or family or something like that, or your actual child. But there's something to do here with you connecting to someone. This is an emotional tie, emotional connection that you have with someone that brings out emotions. Someone that you share history with, someone that you share a connection with, that brings out feeling like a kid and that safety feeling that you had. It's like when you were growing up and you had a best friend, and that best friend was your safety in some kind of way. You could tell that friend everything. You know, you hung out with that friend 24/7. You always knew they would be there at school waiting. You know, you'd have at least that person to hang out with, you know, if it's like, you know, you tell each other your secrets and all that kind of stuff. That bond that you share in when you get older, and sometimes you still have that connection with people, or it's something that you feel with someone, and it allows you to open up in an emotional way, whereas maybe in your life you have not recognized or been able to do that, because you have had your head down in life. You've had to, or you've wanted to, you know, but you tried to stay disciplined in a certain kind of way. This could also have to do with being disciplined and your belief around that. Oh, I don't want to get off into that. Let's stay focused here. Talking to myself, guys, out loud. This could be someone that you see as, you know, someone that you look up to, or someone that you have a lot of balance and peace with here. Someone that makes you feel good. You could also have this person on a pedestal, perhaps, or you feel like this is part of the divine plan here in some weird way. And there's this feeling like, for some of you, that the divine has kind of had their hand here in the situation, or, you know, whatever it is that you believe in. It's like things are aligning in a weird way, that could be pushing you. I just heard pushing you off a cliff. Not in a realistic way, but it's like the full energy. Okay, bottom of the deck, the 10 of Wands, and that would be basically like pushing you off a cliff. Sometimes it's because the 10 of Wands, you know, you got to think about these wands here. You started with the Page of Wands. Look at that right there in the middle of your spread. And you build yourself up and you work hard. You have to fight. You have challenges. You persevere, you know, and you get to that 10 of Wands. It's actually something to be celebrating and something to be that's great. But the problem is that it's also responsibility. There's burdens there, you know. When it comes to those responsibilities, there's sacrifices and all this other stuff that's there. And I feel like for you guys, this is something that could change significantly with that 10 of Wands being in reverse, or needing to in some kind of way, or you're wanting that. And that 9 of Cups, yeah. Some of you, there is a wish fulfillment here. Justice and 10 of Swords in reverse. Some of you are walking away from a relationship. It's just got very clear here. 2 of Cups in the reverse. There's a distrust, or there's a disconnect, or there's the inability for you and someone to come together, something like this, or you don't know. You know, this could be very unclear as well. But this Ten of Swords in reverse and Justice in reverse. So it's almost like you're trying to figure out what it is that would make you happy, would keep you emotionally satisfied as well. Or if you are, or where you could be. There could be a situation that you're not. This could also represent a situation that, looks at the owl, when you started here with the owl, the higher view, looking at what's justified and what's not, looking at betrayal around a relationship. There's fears around this as well. Yeah. Needing to release a burden here, and then that restless energy, that Four of Swords is under that. So the restlessness is needing to release a burden is what you want. But you may feel as if it's not justified in some kind of way, or you're worried about that. You're worried about you're worried about it being right or wrong for you. Should I or shouldn't I? This is also finding peace with your past and the value in that. Is this a kind of a side note that's here? So what should you do, right? So let me go back through this and I'm going to answer your question. What should you do? Well, I feel like you're in a situation to where you can easily start to get into a place to where you're dwelling on things. And I think that's something that you want to, or you should avoid. We have death here in reverse with the Three of Wands. That's exactly what I just got done saying. So Scorpio energy in the reverse. The Three of Wands is about making a plan and sticking to it. And death in reverse is you're holding on, you're clinging on to something. So they're saying here you need to make a choice here and stick to the choice, and get out of this stagnant energy here. You need to make a choice here is what they're saying. Let's start there. There's something here about your security and your stability here in some kind of way, or being honest here, or not breaking a commitment in some sense that you're dwelling on, or you're sitting on, something of this to this nature, whatever that means, that you need to move away from. For some of you, this is an actual person, King of Pentacles energy, or this has already happened. And they're saying, don't dwell on that anymore. And I keep wanting to say dwell for some reason. I know that says well, but it just keeps coming to mind. You could be in a place to where something's dried up, or it's not giving you, nurturing you, or giving to you in the way that you need. And this could be a relationship. I feel like it is, because what we saw earlier at the bottom of the deck. But it could be anything in your life. So moving out of that slowly. And it being challenging, but needing to face judgment, needing to face the idea of a new situation or a renewal or rebirth, you know, letting go of what was so that you can have something new, fresh new energy. But you have to get your emotions into a well-balanced place. And they're saying being determined to do that and focusing on this is what's going to ultimately lead you to taking that action and making that decision. The Eight of Wands, yeah, moving on, moving past this right here. You need to quickly, this could have to do with communication as well, but this is kind of like, in a way, saying make a decision and make it fast. There could be someone else here that's trying to decide what to do for their highest good, or they're going to always be stuck in a situation where they're doing something that is not for their highest good. I don't know what that means, or this is just you and what you're afraid of, but they're saying to get past, persevere, and move past that. You go from that 7 to that 8 that's there. Yeah, the Ten of Cups in reverse. This is about, yeah, something that's no longer what you want. You know, the Ten of Cups in reverse is, the Ten of Cups is like, I have it all. I feel emotionally so good about where I am. I am just on the high right now with my emotions. I feel so good. This feels so good. I'm in such a good place. This is what I wanted. This is what I've always wanted. In reverse, it's like, you know what? This isn't what I want anymore. I kind of changed my mind here. And that happens in life when we evolve and we change. From certain situations, they don't give to us in the same way they once did, because we are the human race is evolving constantly and changing, so we're never satisfied. We always want more and more and more, in a way with that. So you're not going to always be particularly happy in certain areas and situations. Now you have to understand if that's something that's worth fighting for, something that you can bring back together or fix, or if that's something that has not changed or isn't changing, or it's something that you have to make a decision to what you want from that. If it's not giving to you anymore in a way, what's next? That kind of energy. That could be with anything, so take it how it resonates. For some of you may be disconnected here from family as well, and this is part of this, like communicating from family that you may be disconnected with, because they could also be that emotional supportive kind of energy that you're looking for. Tell me about the Six of Pentacles as far as what they should do with this. The Two of Pentacles. Look at your options here. Look at what, whatever it is that you're juggling. If this has to do with your finances, you have 6, 7, 8 here. So maybe putting more effort into something it is that either you're currently working on or you're wanting to work on, wanting to explore in some kind of way. That's something that's here, a message here, wanting to explore something in some kind of way. If it's not about your finances or your career or something, or your work or whatever this is that I'm tapping into, if it's not about that, then this has to do with having patience with yourself and looking at your options about what is more giving to you in a situation, or what is better for you here, or what can offer you more here at the Six of Pentacles, wanting to explore something like that. Tell me about the Hanged Man. Sorry, I get weird messages too that I don't always bring everything forward. I'm just going to be honest. Sometimes I get other side messages. But if I just brought in every single tiny little message that I had, the reading would be so long, But I do personal readings, and if you've ever gotten one from me, it's never like short. It always goes past the time, which is, not good for me in my business. But I always feel like if you're going to get a personal reading, you want to know all the details in it. Anything that comes through, any kind of message that comes through, I want to be honest and share. The Hanged Man. Make a decision already. Because you have 2 aces right here. And it's funny because I'm asking, well, what should you do here? And they're like, just be clear on what it is that you want to do. That's for sure. Be honest as well. Be honest here. Be open. Be clear with yourself, with how you feel, and be honest and true to yourself. There's that full energy. There it is right there. This is about taking a risk. Aries energy's there. Which is self, doing something for yourself. I am. Who are you? High Priestess. This is letting yourself be known as well. Kind of like everything's out in the open, The High Priestess in reverse, Pisces energy. It's not being it's no secret that this is something that is risky. That's something that's here as well. I think I said that up there. There's also this feeling of something it's not foolish. Because the Nine of Pentacles and the Six of Cups are here with Temperance, upright, you know. So there is security here, but you won't know until you take that leap. That's what they're saying. Then the High Priestess, again, is like that eagle energy for me, a higher view. She is the High Priestess. She is very intuitive, and, you know, she picks up on and knows things. There's this idea of, you know, this feeling of if you don't, then you won't know. You'll never know. That's the thing here. You know, people always come to me for readings and wanting to make a decision, or wanting to, should I move in this direction? Should I take this? Should I do that? Should I do this? And it's like, well, truth be told, you know, you won't really know unless you try it. And even if you try and fail, it's a fail is there's still a lesson that's going to help you grow and evolve in that. You know, it could even put you in the place that you're meant to be. Even you may have to fail a couple times to get to that point. But if you didn't try, you would have never gotten there, you know. The King of Wands is back. Leo energy in reverse. Not knowing what decision to make. Not being confident and is here as well. Queen of Swords, Libra energy. Y'all hear that? Y'all hear that music started? I could hear it. I don't know if y'all could, but it's outside. Yeah, but there's that Eight of Pentacles right there. So that's another energy of being stuck. There's also a feeling here of taking a break. The Star in reverse. Nine of Wands in reverse. Five of Cups in reverse. The Star in reverse. And the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Justice. There's this idea here of needing to take a step back, because what's happening at this time, I feel like for some of you, you're getting kind of frustrated because at times you may feel like you've made a mistake or you don't want to make a mistake, and it's causing you to get kind of, again, frustrated with the situation altogether. So there's this feeling of taking some time back, because when you get into your head here with should I or shouldn't I move on from a situation, you can start to get to where you lose hope or you lose faith in yourself, which can be this King of Wands that's in reverse, and needing to take a step back. So I don't know if you're overworking yourself, or if you're not allowing any time for you to move on, or you know, think about fairness or just within yourself in some kind of way. See, there's this, okay, slow down here. I'm trying to get to what I'm saying. When you're in a situation to where you're not, when you don't feel good about a situation that you're in, sometimes you can start to get to just feel real frustrated in that situation. Like it's just not ever going to be right. It's just my cups are always spilled here. You know, I'm never have enough. I'm never getting enough. I never feel enough. I never this, never that. You start to get this like frustration that's built up, in this sense of hopelessness that's around that, in a way where you just want to put your head down, or you're always working, or you have this feeling of, okay, I'm always doing stuff for everyone else. You know, that kind of energy can result in a lot of resentments and bitterness. And it's like you have the ability here to move away from this, to change this. You know, there are some situations in our life where we are just stuck and there's nothing that we can do about it. And all we can do is just put our head up, you know, and keep going. But there's also situations in our life where we can have justice in it. We're the ones that have the sword here and the ability to make the changes that we need to, but we keep putting it off. because we know that it's going to be something that is a far stretch, or it's going to be something that's very difficult to overcome in order to get to that star, even though the drive and the want to is there. So it's like you have to make a choice here, you know, when it comes to that. Okay. The Queen of Swords here, who's this? What's this about? This lady with the bird, the Tower in reverse. You may be trying to avoid some sort of catalytic moment. You may be trying to avoid this change over here with the Tower. It's significant change. It's that foundation that you have built that's here as well. This could be someone as well that you're trying to avoid a chaotic situation with. You're trying to avoid conflict here as well. And so you may be keeping things to yourself at this time. Give me one more for that. This can also be something that you don't want. You may see that someone is very perceptive and you don't want to mess things up. For some of you, this has to do with the change that needed to happen. You know, putting down what you feel like was mistakes and everything else, and just know that the change needed to happen so that you can have that new beginning for yourself, move forward. Can you give me one more for the Tower? 4 Wands in reverse. For some of you, this has to do with the foundation, a home. For some of you, this has to do with something never happening or coming together. It could be a broken marriage. It could be that relationship never coming into union. Something like this. This could be either what you're afraid of and you're trying to keep from happening. You may see someone as being very... The Queen of Swords, she's, you know, she's snappy. She knows what she wants. She kind of tells it like it is. She's very fair, you know, but she's honest. So you're either trying to avoid a disaster with this person, avoid a disconnect with this person, or something like that in some sort of way. You don't want to mess up the peace here, right? Ace of Swords, 7 of Pentacles. Wheel of Fortune. You're waiting, stuck, waiting to see if it's going to be better, if it's going to come together, if it's going to play out, what's going to happen, you know, but you have the sword. You have the Ace of Cups. You're conflicted, so you're stuck and you're just waiting, but you already have the truth of what you want to do. So you're coming to the reading thinking, you know, what should I do? Look at there. There's another ace. You have 3 aces out. You know what you're missing? The Ace of Pentacles. You know why? Because that's a solid new start. That's something that's solid, that's grounded. It's not here because you don't know that's what you're wanting to know about. And this is saying, you know, you have the true sword. You have the Ace of Cups. You already have the knowing. You already have the emotions. You already have the passion. You just haven't grounded something. Took that action. Okay. I'm going to get some advice with what? Let's use... Oddly enough, I kind of want to use some of these. So what should they do? What should pile 1 do? You do have the 2 of Pentacles there, though. Advice for pile 1. Advice for pile 1. Ideal partnership. I feel like for some of you that y'all are like wine and cheese here. You know, some of you, there's definitely a new relationship here that is on your horizon, or you're looking at, or trying to be honest about in some kind of way. Okay. I am a rare and precious find, and my brilliance will be reflected back to me when I am paired with my true match. My ideal partnership and working relationships are easy and free-flowing. I deserve greatness because I am greatness. And to paraphrase Rumney, what I'm looking, what in the world? I just couldn't say that. What I'm looking for is also looking for me. In fact, he or she might be paraphrasing Rumney right now. So definitely for some of you, there is a partnership here that's abound here. You have patience at the bottom of the deck. I'm going to read that while I get some more oracles. I can get some oracles here. Okay. Congratulations, you've been granted more patience. You may start using it right away or much, much later. Waiting a long time is to sort of options now afford to you by greater patience. Can you believe it? Look at this. You're still reading and you haven't even started getting annoyed yet. Imagine, remember how we got annoyed in your reading with the dog barking? Imagine how patience will transform your life. Imagine how easy it will be to go to the post office. These cards are so weird. Yeah, patience. And you have that right there, smack in the middle of your spread there with strength, that Leo energy. Maybe you're wondering if you're just running out of patience, and I think they're saying no, you've had a lot of patience here. Okay, let's see. Advice for Paul 1 moving forward. Step into the spotlight, number 30. Now remember, this is the number 30 that we started out with. Your first card, you're ending with the number 30. Step into the spotlight. You have a message that the world needs to hear. It's time to share your wisdom, which is this owl energy back to here again. So for some of you, this is about, for some of you, there is a relationship here, an ideal relationship that you have or that you want or that you feel as if is meant for you or you've been waiting on. And it's saying to continue to grow or step into the spotlight on your own, and that's something that will transpire or come. For some of you, this is there, it's already here, and possibly why you've been having some anxieties around this is because it has to do with you stepping into the spotlight, stepping into judgment in some kind of way. But yet it's also saying here that you're bringing wisdom along with you when it comes to that. You know, like you're ready for that challenge, and whatever that means to you guys. I feel like that 7 of Wands and this judgment here are so significant in your reading that, you know, you are facing judgment, but you're ready for this challenge. You're ready for this, you know. And you have let it go at the bottom of the deck. So, yeah. Look at that. And she's ready to fight. She's ready to fight for her transformation. 18 is the moon spirit. So you've been too far into that moon energy, the shadow. And it's saying the situation no longer serves you. Allow me to sever the energetic connections to the past so that you can embrace the future, which completely sums up this whole entire reading. So I'm going to leave it there. And I'm going to get y'all some. There's one more. There's one more. I have to get. These are going to be long readings, of course. It's Sunday. Postcard from Spirit. I feel like y'all need one. I do want to grab that one. Okay. It almost came out. And I pushed it back, but I saw that rabbit and I was like, that's the one. Live your dreams. Okay. Dearest you, isn't it amazing how things seem to come around again, full circle, in ways that you couldn't possibly have planned? This is kind of that energy I was getting over here with that Six of Cups. You wonder how a dream could die only to be resurrected years later when you're really ready. You thought it was time back then, but your wisdom, there's your wisdom again. It knows better than your small self. Those desires are unmet. Now here you are with a new opportunity to do things from a different, more mature perspective. We want you to trust that in this new opportunity for rebirth, and there's that judgment energy, you will be called in two directions. The one that is unfamiliar will be the right one. So if anyone wanted to know for sure what you need to do, there you go. In the unknown spaces, the uncharted places, or infinite potential, we are waiting to guide you into your fullest life. Big bounty will come if you remain in the present. Big bounty will come if you remain in the present. You have come full circle, and now you can see that everything changes, is made new, and is given new hope. Loving you always. You know, I just read a quote, and I was going to post one on my page, and I haven't yet, that said, there's a reason that the rear view mirror is smaller than the windshield. You know, and that's kind of that same message that's there. You have a Two of Cups in the bowl and a BFF, which is so, to me, soulmate energy, that Six of Cups. So there's that relationship again, and this Two of Cups with this little emoji. Look, can you see that? It's just the smiley emoji, if you're wondering. I had somebody ask me that too. So this is someone that you, again, possibly feel that Six of Cups kind of energy. You may feel like you're caught in someone's web, or you don't want to be caught in a web of lies or something like this, or you feel stuck again. You have the Four of Wands here for me, party light. So there may be this energy here of, and there's one that's lit, which is this Ace of Wands. So it may be that, you know, you're building yourself up to more. So we also have the cheetah head, which talks about endurance and strength. You also have the Pegasus here, which always reminds me of Aquarius energy, but it's about what, you know, believing in yourself, or what it is that you believe in, you will accomplish. We have ran here, so maybe someone ran from you, or you ran from something, or, you know, that's what you've been thinking about. You have two O's here, which 0 is about completion. It's about a cycle, you know, closing 0. Or starting over, you know, depending on how you want to look at it. Closing a cycle and starting a new one. We have zoo here. So it could be like a zoo. You never know what's going to happen. Or you don't know what's going to happen. That may be what you're trying to avoid here with the Tower in reverse. Okay. I heard Razoo's in my head too, so I don't know. Somebody needed to hear that. There you go. Okay, guys. I'm going to hold this up so y'all can see it. And I'm going to leave you here. So thanks for being here. Thanks for all your love and all your support. I definitely hope that this helps you guys. And, yeah, I hope to see you soon. Bye. How to. So if you chose the B, I just heard in my head, maybe some of you are wondering if you should be nice to someone or not. Not going to resonate for everybody, but the B is about prosperity, abundance, community, as well. Being able to want to go after the sweeter things in life, or the better things for you, could be here. This could have to do with your own abundance. This could have to do with you wanting to enjoy yourself, enjoy your life, getting in your community, meeting new people. And this could be where you are currently. This could be what you're focused on or what you want. But I think it has to do with wanting to grow something that's good for you, and however that looks for you guys, okay? Actually still had pile 1s there. Move that, put you guys there. Okay, so we have a light side of things and a darker side of things. So we're going to first look at the darker side, and then we'll get the good news. So y'all have number 1. This is the deep card. These are the deep, dark, and dangerous oracles. So y'all have deep here, which I feel like is the better of the 3. You also have depth with shadow here as well with the number 1. So it's this feeling here that you could be feeling really good about yourself, about where you are. But there's something to do with feeling good and feeling this light space, but then also still you're afraid, or that you have some kind of shadow behind you, or that you're kind of trying to detach or step away from. So there's something to do with your shadow side that's still lingering in a way, where you're not wanting it to be a part of this new beginning that you have in front of you. Not wanting it to ruin or affect something, or you may be also in a position to where you're feeling really good about yourself and where you are, but now you have this something from your past that's kind of creeping up on you here. So for some of you, this reading might go into a more of a warning message or a precaution, I guess, that there may be something here from your past resurfacing in some kind of way. And it's part of your shadow self. You know, those things tend to follow us when we're not anything like that past person, or we're not anything like what that shadow side that we couldn't see before is. We've, you know, whatever we've done, said, or acted like, or whatever, you know, with our past self, we're not the same now. But that doesn't mean that it's not never happened, or it's not still there. So there's something to do with your shadow side that either you're worried about is lingering in this new space, or that is kind of coming up on you here, that you may possibly just be unaware of, because you are in a place to where you're feeling really good and prosperous. There's a side note here. Not for everybody, and I'll get more into it in the reading, but is a side note here that there may be someone here that's in your community or around you that could be resurfacing in some way that you're having to deal with or having to approach from your past in some kind of way. Okay? And the light part, let's get to the good stuff. You are in this place here, Earth Magic. It's also the number 1, so that's why I just took a deep breath. It just kind of freaked me out. So this is kind of like this. See how she's relaxed with her feet? She has her feet almost kind of halfway off the ground. So it's almost like you feel comfortable, you feel relaxed, you feel like you're in a really good position. You've been growing something here. You have some roots that are, you know, getting to be deep down when it comes to your wishes, your healing, what it is that you want, how far you've come, all this kind of stuff. And you're feeling relaxed, you're feeling good. It's funny too, because look at this. Yeah, and this is also a message that you have grounded yourself here, to continue to ground yourself here, regardless of what is behind you. Now, I just literally read a comment on my YouTube on my last reading that I did. And I think it was the last reading. And there was a card that came out that had a man that was walking. His torso and his upper body was walking in one direction. Or it was just everything walking in one direction, and his head walking in a different direction. But you see that same kind of thing here. So it's weird that I just saw that and it's here in that way. In her comment, she did write something about moving in a different direction even though you didn't want to. Something like that with someone else. So what I'm getting from this, because she's in a standstill, you see. So this is like you are kind of feeling good and you have your back turned. She has her feet turned, her heels to us. So, you know, you're kind of feeling good. You're in your own energy. You're in your zone here. And there's this dark energy here that's behind you. Okay, I'm more and more kind of feeling like this is something that is going to be a predictive reading. So only take what resonates. You know, definitely don't take the message. If it's too bizarre out there, doesn't fit, like, and you're trying to make it fit, you know, it's not going to happen. So it's not your slipper, you know, so it's for somebody else. Okay, so this may be one of those readings that just doesn't resonate with everybody. But somebody needs the message. Okay. Give me more information about where pile 2 is at this time. The ones that we're seeing, which I didn't talk a lot about because it kind of goes to be unsaid, which is interesting too, because if you just look at these and say number 11, which is the 11th house, is about social, and it's like, this is what I kind of talked about here with your B, is about community in some kind of way. So being social or in a new beginning, being secure within yourself. Those ones talk about yourself. First house talks about your own security as well, in a new beginning and starting over, starting fresh new energy. You have Collector of Hearts, Heartbreaker, many love interest and not ready to settle down. So for some of you, that's the case. This is the energy you're in. You're in a position to where you feel like you have a lot of different people that are interested in you, or you have a lot of options, and you're trying to avoid some pain or heartbreak, or you have been a heartbreaker even, but this is something that, you know, you're not ready to kind of settle. You're not ready to settle down, which is funny because you have earth magic that's here. So you're still like planting roots here. You're still in a position where you're still growing, and you may not know if you're ready to settle down here. For some of you, you may have been a heartbreaker. I mean, I'm not going to take all those, but okay, well, this one just plopped out twice, so I guess we'll take it. And that doesn't want to get off the table. The world, completion, okay? So this might have something to do with moving or traveling, or just wanting to open yourself up. It could be having to do with, should you end something here, or should you take this adventure that you could be about to go on. This is about your rewards also that are coming in after some lessons that you've learned. So that could be part of that shadow. That's a side message that's there. Things being very different, and you being very different from what I talked about before. And this is such a similar energy here from, I got to show you all these, and we got all these cards that are out here, but look at this. You know, they're both in white dresses, and behind her is a snake and a crazy octopus, you know, the McCracken's back there, or whatever you call that thing. And then you have this over here where you have all this shadow that's behind her. So it's such a similar kind of feeling, you know, and it says the shadow, you know, so there's something here that you're completing, or it's coming full circle, and it may be causing some not so great or negative, more negative like energy behind you or around you that you're needing to break yourself free from, or recognize that you've changed from that. You're not that same person, or something like that before. You may be putting yourself out into a new world, or just putting yourself out there in some kind of way else, as well as being around new people, or just being in a new situation. But it's almost like you're completely letting go of, or releasing that past self in some kind of way, and the rewards after that. But it's almost like you have to fight for it, is, you know, see, she's not even focused. Like, there is things going on, I feel like, around you that intuitively you may be even picking up on, but you're not fixated on those things. You're not trying to look at the negative. You're not trying to, well, who does, you know, but you are like, there's this strength that you have developed where you know how to separate your fears from who you really are, because of the amount of strength and courage and growth that you've had here inside of you, you know. Okay, and the other cards that are down here, you have the battlefield, fights, arguments, disagreements, not on the same page. You have Miss Lazy Daisy, lack of action, procrastination. reluctant to make a effort. And then you have healing heart. So there could have been something here, some kind of conflict, betrayal, some kind of fight, disagreement where you and someone were not on the same page, and that had to do with someone, an amount of energy or effort they were putting in, or that there was a lack of action that's being taken, or that something's being procrastinated in some kind of way that could be opening your heart up, or could have hurt you, you know, that you've had to heal from in order to prepare you for something new here with completion. It's like there could be some shadow-like things that are resurfacing that are old emotional pains that are resurfacing at this time because of a new beginning, and working your way through that. I feel like for some of you this has to do with not being on the same page with someone, and there being fighting and arguing and disagreements that are taking place because of procrastination or lack of action, or someone's reluctant to make an effort, or reluctant to put in the extra work, or, you know, there's the difficulty around this in some kind of way, and someone wasn't supporting the other person, or someone wasn't fighting for something, or someone, you know, you just, the amount of equal give and take is very much off here for whatever reason for you guys, and healing past that, you know, preparing for something new. And we have unexpected major changes. So a powerful change of the heart here as well. So, okay. I'm going to put these to the side. I'm actually going to leave this open. The bottom of the deck, and the card that came out on the table that apparently needed to show is Straw into Gold, which is alchemy, which is the same kind of energy that you see here. Creating something out of nothing. Okay, so for you guys, I'm really excited. This is one of my most favorite, and I say that about every deck, but this is really one of my most favorite. It's from a 1983, I think. So it was before I was born, even by a couple years, but it's The Last Unicorn Tarot, and it's about a cartoon that was about the last unicorn. And it's a really, really old cartoon, but it was a really, really good cartoon. And I found this on Etsy. And I got so excited I found it. But this is what we're going to use for y'all's pile. These are, by the way, very channeled messages. And if you didn't listen to the intro, take what resonates. Don't try to make anything fit. There could be someone here that is coming in to try to revive what was lost. Or this could be you within yourself, like you've been trying to revive what was lost because of a relationship. You know, when we're in certain kind of relationships, we do lose ourselves sometimes in those, or in that situation, in the idea of everything, that we aren't so much focusing on ourselves and what is it actually doing to you, you know, being in that situation. And when we finally heal and get past that and realize it, and we're so aware of it, you know, then we don't want to ever put ourselves back into that kind of situation. And this is about, you know, this healing heart has helped you to turn straw into gold here. You know, this not so great things into something that's worth it. Like why it was worth it in the first place. Why you didn't ask for pain, you didn't ask for hurt, but it was worth it because it got you to a new understanding about yourself, or it got you to wanting something more for yourself, you know? Okay. So we're starting with the Five of Cups. There's her bare feet again. Bare feet and bare feet. That's weird. I love the synchronicities in these readings. Okay. My more spiritual kind of readings always get so much more synchronicities. Five of Cups, so being in a place to where you're kind of disappointed or sad, or Queen of Swords is here. Look at the way it looks like she's fixing to tap her on her shoulder. And she has a sword here in her hand. This Libra energy. Libra moon. Looking beyond where you are. Needing to get past or looking beyond where you are currently is important. Not the disappointments or what was lost here, but the Three of Cups in reverse. Okay, that was kind of heavy energy. You don't know, maybe some of you are disconnected or separated. Disconnected or separated from your friends or your family, or going out or into the community like we talked about before, because you're feeling sad, because you're feeling disappointed, because, or maybe this is something about someone, you know, you're looking at the fact that this can also represent a third party, so that could be there for some of you with Collector of Hearts, you know, the Three of Cups. I'm going to get some more before I go into that, because I'm getting a story behind that. Hold on just a second. I'm not going to do to y'all what I did to pile one, and their cards were a disaster. Didn't even realize it. The Four of Swords, needing to think, needing to rest, all the work, all the time, all the energy that you put into yourself here, needing to think about this. The Four of Cups. Again, a card of sitting and thinking, and you're in a place to where you're unsure about what you should do about a situation that you may feel like you have regrets or disappointments in. You could have communicated something here. It may have been the truth, you know, but it may have been hurtful or hurt someone. Or this is something that you're just thinking about someone's done to you, but wanting to communicate could be something that's here. Wanting to reunite or wanting to understand, or needing to address a separation or a third party or something that doesn't emotionally feel comfortable or safe in some kind of situation, and how far you've come with where you were from that, where you are now. And there could also be the truth around side message here, not everybody's message, okay? There may be some kind of truth here around hurting others and how something here will or has affected someone, and that being something that's that shadow that is so hard for you to face, but you're needing to really look at as far as your healing goes. So you could have hurt someone here, and in some kind of way in your past, or doing something is going to hurt someone, or something like this, guys, for some of you. And you're needing to like really think about this. There could be messages that come to you in your dreams about this, or a lot of healing that takes place in your dreams about this situation. It may be just so painful for you to think about the truth about that and your part you played in that in some kind of way, that it tends to go behind you, it tends to go in the distance, but it is still this dark energy or this shadow that you do carry that does affect you, even if you're not addressing it or looking at it. And that's part of what they're saying will always kind of be in your mind, always kind of be cooking up there, you know, in your mind about things. And that's the shadow that's following you around. And this could influence how you make decisions as well. Something that's carrying with you that influences how you make decisions. And this alchemy now with this healing is telling me that, you know, if you could get past this feeling here and recognize it and just address it and let the emotions come up with about whatever that is, so that you can just face them forward, full, you know, right in front of you. Go deep here, face them right in front of you, which deep now explains why y'all got that card. And earth, you know, and create a sense of understanding and ground that into reality, your understanding and how you really feel about that, and your part you played or whatever that is in that situation. Even for some of you, if it's just, you know, I went round and round in this situation. I was part of the issue or part of the problem, because I as well didn't see myself out of that, you know, when I should have. You know, that's something that's there. You know, whatever this is for you guys, it's something that you just need to look at, and you just need to address it, and you just need to say, you know, that was either, you know, really horrible of me that I did that, or that was really a horrible thing, you know, that happened, or, you know, and really allow yourself to feel the emotions that are behind that, so that you can get rid of that dark shadow that's hanging over your head. Because if you could, and you do have the strength to do that, you know, I think some of you are afraid to actually really look at it, but the truth of it, but you do have the strength to do that. If you could do that, you would be turning straw into gold there on your own. You have the capability, and you have the alchemy. You know, you can do this. You can create becoming more strong out of, in a way, you know, being vulnerable with yourself on a situation, and having that relationship with yourself, and being honest with your shadow. So that you can transmute that and bring light, and face decisions and situations with more of a light. Because you're holding on to something here that you have guilt. There's guilt there too. There's guilt. There's a sense of fear and worry about what's in store for you ahead as well. There's a karma that's, you know, that you feel is attached to this in some sense or some kind of way, that's blocking off perhaps happiness for you, blocking off relationships, blocking off maybe even putting yourself out there, you know, or getting past the sadness of a situation. Tell me more. Okay, there it is right there, the devil. Well, we talked so much about him with that shadow as the devil, that same energy, and there he is. You know, of course, he's going to show himself with that 5 of Cups, because that's what's bringing in the sadness, you know, is the devil in reverse is like, okay, all the things, all the toxicities in that shadow is coming out into the open. And, you know, it's funny, too, because here, she's sitting here in this little bubble down here, and she looks in this white energy just like she is here, and you have that shadow that's behind her just like it is here. But on this card, she's smaller than the shadow, and it's in reverse, because this is what you're releasing, the idea that that is part of you still, or that carries with you, or that makes you into who you are right now, carrying that guilt with you. You know, you can overshadow this, you can overpower this feeling, and understanding that those regrets and those mistakes and all that stuff that was part from what the shadows that made you who you are, or made you react in the way that you did, or act in the way, you know, whatever this is for you guys. And it's just so, I mean, it's just different for everybody what the devil is. He's all different kinds of things that aren't good. You know, stepping outside of that bubble and releasing that, completely letting go of that. And you're strong enough to do that here. You need to let go of that past version of yourself. You know, you're not as bad of a person as what you're putting yourself out there to be. Even if you're not saying that, but it's internal. See, it's deep down internal. You can say, you know, well, I don't think bad about myself at all. There's this, you know, this little bit of insecurity with that's deep down, and it's coming from something that you feel like you've caused some pain in with someone here in some kind of way. Queen of Swords, there's guilt, you know. And King of Pentacles here. Queen of Swords, King of Pentacles. There's someone here that you could have been in a long-term relationship with. This could be someone that you feel like is very stable, or secure, or, you know, loving and nurturing and giving. This could be someone here for some of you that you feel like has got everything that you need or want. And wanting to be smart about that. Wanting to be, you know, looking at this person and wanting to be smart. And looking at the truth of someone and what they mean to you or who they are. Capricorn energy there. The stability that is there. Someone being honest with you. Three of Cups in the reverse. The Page of Swords in the reverse. There may have been some things that were not the truth or not truthful or maybe disrespectful even for some of you. There's this Page of Swords. I'm going to describe the Page of Swords to you, okay? And I feel like this may have been in some kind of a friendship, relationship, group setting, third-party energy. There's something there that's not just you and someone else. There's 3 cups at hand with whatever the situation is. There's some kind of, it could also be just a conversation, you know, back and forth. Someone that you had an emotional connection with, tied to, and you have this Page of Swords in reverse. So it's like the Page of Swords comes in with the message, but when he's in reverse, he's just going to say whatever he needs to say. He's going to do whatever he needs to do, and he doesn't care about, in that moment, who's around him. He's wanting to understand, or he wants to know the truth, or he wants to, it can be like someone like this. I always describe the pages as my kids because they're the youngest. But it's like my son coming in there and saying, you know, Mom, I want some ice cream. And I'm like, well, I forgot to get ice cream. I didn't get ice cream. And he says, well, why didn't you? And I say, well, I just forgot, you know, I forgot to put it on the list, you know, and he's like, well, why didn't you put it on the list? And it's just like, he goes on and on and on and on, asking me after asking me. And I'm like, listen, it's just not here. So there ain't nothing I can do about it. It's that kind of energy that's there. You may have been very much so like that with someone else. Maybe very impatient, maybe very quick with your words, or you said something that you wish you didn't. Yeah, all that kind of stuff is here. And it was like you just made an impulsive decision, perhaps, for some of you. You could have separated yourself with a friend or someone, or you could have also, for some of you, you could have gossiped about someone. Or you may have overreacted when you heard something, you know, about someone else. Or you don't know how you feel about what someone else said to you, you know, like, I don't even know what they meant by that, or I don't know why they reacted in the way that they did. There's something here you wish you understood better, though. It could just be you. You could also think about at night, too, in your dreams, you know, part of it, of things that were said, or in trying to make sense of them, or kind of like, you could think about in your dreams, I wish I would have said this, this, or this, and you could actually dream about those scenarios playing out. That could be part of what's causing this to come up, and could be part of what's healing as well for you in your subconscious, you know. Tell me about the Four of Swords. The Seven of Swords in the reverse. For some of you, may be thinking about breaking your silence here. For some of you, may again be in this place to what I talked about before, about you're resting on the fact that you're now different from that person that you once were. You could have been deceptive, you could have been sneaky, you could have been, there's something that you kept a secret or you weren't honest about. For whatever reason that was, definitely is something that's lingering, you know, and this is what you're still needing to kind of heal from. You were not, some of you, I feel like, not everybody, but I think some of you, there's something here that you weren't fully honest about. Okay, my gosh. It's just saying me a whole story when I said that. And death is the first one out, death in reverse. Scorpio energy, there's that Two of Swords in reverse. The that decision. Ace of Wands in the reverse. And the Six of Pentacles in the reverse. So this has to do with taking. Maybe for some of you, you took more than you gave, or something to that nature, or something was unfair you in a situation. You may be stuck on being afraid that you had to make a choice, or you just had to make a difficult choice, or you were impulsive to make a choice. I think you lost an opportunity with that, or you don't want to lose an opportunity. You may have not been honest about something being equal. You may have told someone here as well that you wanted something, but that never happened in some kind of way. Or that you would give something, or you would take something like this, something that you may have promised someone here in a way that you couldn't deliver. I don't know what that means for some of you. I don't know what that means, but came out, I had to say it. There's whatever that was that I just pointed out had something to do with this deception, okay? Tell me about the Four of Cups here. For some of you, I may be reading someone that you're close to's story as well. Four of Cups, the Seven of Wands. So the challenge for you here is just to get past this Four of Cups, you know, because it's creating a stuck energy, a stability in your life. And you're needing to complete that fully so that you can alchemize it and evolve and move forward. So what does that entail? What should you do here with that? What should they do here with this? What should they do? You have strength, so calling on your inner strength here. That's Leo energy. What should they do? Heavy Capricorn here as well. I think that part of you, there's some of you, this is about taking responsibility for yourself, you know, taking responsibility for what you've done, perhaps to use with that Capricorn energy, you know, it could be whatever you've done for yourself, or to better yourself, or to enhance your personal status or experience or something. There's something that's there that's very like you did something for yourself in some kind of way where you may have put someone else on the back burner, but you didn't realize it as much so until it came forward to you later. And that's something that you feel like is kind of a shadow. Obviously, it won't resonate for everybody, so only take that if you know what that is. Also a yellow balloon. I don't know why. I just saw it in the corner of my eye, so it could be significant for somebody. I have to just say what I see there. So you may have also been someone that, I mean, there's this impulsiveness that's here that I think that's part of what you regret. The Five of Wands with strength. The Five of Wands is about competition. You know, it's about coming, I feel like for it can be about, I mean, we said that saw that battlefield card there with about disagreement. So it could be that you're going to battle here with someone. And you have a King of Swords in reverse. So what should you do? I mean, the King of Swords in reverse, I feel like I wouldn't go to battle with someone, that's for sure. I feel like being conflicted about something, I feel like they're telling you to shut it down, to be honest with you. There's something here. It's like, don't argue with this person, or don't go to their level in some kind of way. Or, I mean, the King of Swords in reverse can be very aggressive and very cutthroat, like the Queen of Swords in reverse, but he doesn't even care about what you have to say. You know what I mean? Like, he's very dominating, you know, in that energy. He uses his knowledge for hurt or for pain in some kind of ways. They're saying to kind of, I feel like what they're saying here is to stay out of that energy, or not put up with that energy as well. Aquarius energy, have the 8 of Coins. Working towards something. Continue to work towards yourself, or working towards something here. Strength. Yeah, and you know, being strong and patient, and you know, see, this unicorn's not looking at the devil. It's almost invisible to it, so the devil's just kind of moving away. So it's almost like, don't let this, I know that sounds so bad, but I mean, it's saying to not let this bother you, you know, and I know that's like, yeah, okay. You know, but I mean, this is part of what one of the things is they're saying you should do is, I feel like, be patient and not, I don't feel like they're telling you to go anywhere, you know, or do anything or take any kind of action in some kind of way at this time. Yeah, you have a Knight of Swords in reverse, so that clarifies it. I'm actually going to leave that here. Until you feel like that you're in a more stable place, or you feel like you know what to say, or you know what you'd want to say, or you could be completely honest with yourself. That's something they're saying also as well, is to work on being completely honest with your own truth as well. But if you're in a position to where you're actually thinking about taking action to speak or say something here, and you're having to hold back, they're saying that it's going to be conflict. It's going to be an argument. So either you or this person's not quite ready for it. And then I feel like some of you, it's you, because until you face those emotions, how you really feel about something, you're not ready to, you know, like sometimes when you come back together with someone or something like that, you reconcile and you had some kind of disagreement or harsh energy, and you try to work it out, and then you can get back into that 5 of Wands where you're fighting with each other again, and, you know, giving left and rights to the other person, you know, saying things that could be upsetting, or saying things again that you're going to regret later, and you'll be back at square one. So they're kind of just saying just to make sure that you're in a good internal secure place. And that's part of why these emotions are coming up, you know, part of why that shadow is, and you're dreaming about things and you're thinking about what you know, things that you've done. It's part of why all that's coming up, is so that you can straighten that out now and get over it now, before maybe one day you do come back together with someone, or you do have to approach that situation. You're internally in a better place fully, right? 5 of Wands. Knight of Pentacles. So this is something that you need to approach very slowly, methodically. Something that you need to be well prepared for going into this. Tell me about the King of Swords in the reverse. Sometimes you can make a situation worse, right? If you're on the defensive too as well, if you're feeling this need to defend something, but you're not being honest with yourself about what you participated in, that you're not humbled in any kind of way. If you're just triggered, you know, you're gonna react and impulsively, and then you may be disappointed within yourself with how you handled it, you know, because you before felt so strong and so secure, and you felt like you're growing some good things, you felt really good, you know what I mean? So the Sun energy, Leo energies here, which is in reverse, which is again about that disappointment, not feeling good about what was said, or not feeling good about someone's expression to you. Yeah, you may not be completely happy with what this person says to you. You may not believe what they say to you. You may just be disappointed in what they're saying to you. But if that happens, if that's the case, if it could happen, you for sure want to get into a good energy before you approach something like that. 8 of Pentacles. I feel like this is something that's really delicate as well. You have an 8 of Swords in the reverse. So part of what you're needing to work on at this time is relieving yourself from feeling like you're stuck, you know, in this mindset. You're stuck in what happened, and something is really hard for you to face fully. There is something here in your way you participated or whatever. Something here, and now I feel like I'm looking into a mirror that has pieces of broken pieces in it. Why are they showing me that? It's like you're having a hard time looking at your own reflection in a way. And I don't think that you're fully realizing it. It's like when you feel a certain way about yourself and you look in the mirror, you don't see the good parts to yourself. All you see is the insecurities. And that's what they're saying here is this is an opportunity here to get past that, to feel your best about yourself, you know, because you have done the work and you've went through the process and you recognize things and you're different and you're not that same person and all this other stuff. But if you allow someone to come into your space when you're not emotionally secure, strong enough to be able to understand those triggers when they come and remain confident within yourself that you don't overreact or be impulsive in any kind of way. If you don't feel like balanced for that, then, and you're not ready for that, that's something that's okay. Because taking time so that it will work out for you properly, or that at least you had a graceful exit, you know, in whatever kind of way, if that's what's needed, and then feeling confident about the way you reacted to it moving forward, that's your alchemy. That's what's going to bring in your success, your prosperity. And sometimes that's all we can do is focus on the way we react to a situation, our own reactions. You having a 7 of Cups here in reverse. I didn't ask for that, but I do feel like that, you know, you don't want to be overwhelmed in the situation and you don't want to choose the wrong thing. Part of this comes from not wanting to be deceived. What do you mean by that? Justice. Wow. Not wanting to have to, for some of you, this is like, I don't want to take all the blame. This is something that is, you will put your foot down on, or you will not, you're not going to take, you know. Wanting fairness and at least doing what you feel like is right or the best, or yeah, justice is here, guys, upright. So that Libra energy, things are needing to be straightened out here about something that went, I mean, this is like you just may have made the wrong choice, you know? And you're just like, I'm taking responsibility for that, or my part. And then just work on that now, moving forward. For some of you, that's all you can do, you know. This reading went so differently than what I was imagining. Some of you may have already had this disagreement with someone here. Conflict or one-on-one with someone here, that you were both in a determined, you know, to get your point across, and you ended up being disappointed in the other person not believing you, or not being honest with you, or not understanding you, and you're still upset or sad about that. And that's something that you need to kind of get out of your head about and allow yourself to grow past it, grow beyond that. You know, you can bring truth and honesty to others, and they're not going to react possibly in the way that you want them to react in, and that's okay. You know, it's not about pleasing the other person. It's about when you humble yourself, or when you're honest with yourself, it has to do with you, so that you can move forward. And if the other person's not in a place to where they can forgive and forget or move on, and you know, you have to continue to do what's best for you. It's like being stuck in a relationship where you're constantly asking for forgiveness for the same thing for years and years and years, and it's like, you know, I've been on both sides of that, and I'm like, either way, it's sucks, you know, when you can't just lay it to rest. If you're promising to continue to build here with someone, and that might be the case here for some of you, and not having any other choice but to be fair in that situation. And, you know, if they're not willing to work on it. Okay. Anything else? Let's see at the bottom of the deck. The Lovers is at the bottom of the deck. So this could be a I love this Lovers card. There's two in this deck. One of them is actually the couple coming together. And then there's this one. And in this one, the Sorcerer accidentally turns the tree. He's not the best. And he accidentally turns the tree into this lady that wants him so bad because he asked the tree for help because he's tied to the tree, you see. So his spell that he cast here backfired, and she ends up being obsessed with him. And the picture's kind of funny. But this could be the case. You know, this could have been something that transpired here in this. Either you or someone, maybe you became obsessed with someone or just stuck on someone, or you made bad decisions because of that, or something to that nature, or you felt trapped in a situation perhaps. This is a card of choice as well, the Lovers, Gemini energy. Curious what's under that. The Empress and the Two of Wands. So for some of you, this is you stepping into your Empress energy. This is about abundance and joy and happiness and moving forward and growing something. And, you know, she's the Empress, right? For others of you, this is about growing or moving into a new energy, what you want to grow. Yeah, doing something for yourself here. The Chariot, Cancer energy, Taurus, Libra here as well, and Gemini. Being at a crossroads, needing to do what's best for you. And starting over, or nurturing something, or starting fresh in a relationship, or being in a relationship that's best for you or good for you, right? Okay. I'm going to get some oracle cards. I want to use these. Really what this is showing me here at the bottom of the deck, another thing is, it shows the idea of what it is that you deserve, you know? Making a decision, moving in a direction for your highest good, and something that aligns with you better and what it is that you deserve is, I feel like, where you're at. Okay, so let's see. Advice for Paul 2, please. Well, that flipped right on out, didn't it? Abundantly gifted. Which is the number 69, which reminds me of Cancer energy. So abundantly gifted, I'm laughing because the B is what we talked about being such of abundance, right? You are powerfully favored, supernaturally gifted, and will be abundantly successful in this lifetime. Believe in your gifts. So if you're doing something here currently with that divine feminine energy towards something it is that you love, with the Lovers there, that you're wanting to plan towards or move towards or grow into, or just that you feel like would be good for you in some kind of way. This is Spirit, you know, kind of saying that this is going to be something that's going to be very abundant for you. And to not doubt yourself when it comes to that. Just all doubtful heart. Not doubt yourself when it comes to your abilities in that. Believe in your gifts, you know. You will be successful in that. I don't know why I decided to shuffle that so much, but you do. I feel like for some of you have something that's coming towards you, a gift of some sort that's coming towards you, but you have to master your fears here. This is number 68, so 69 to 68. Uncover the hidden fears that are ingrained in you and holding you back from living your most authentic life. This is their overall energy of this reading. It's about what should you do in a situation. Let's go back through that real quick one more time, because I don't know if I actually went through a full scenario of that. But what should you do in a situation? They're telling you to recognize how far you've come in your own strength and your own abundance and where you are, and that you have completed, you know, that past energy, that past self, and you're able to make the best decisions for yourself now moving forward. But you have to step into a place to where you are confident in yourself and how you react in a situation. And you're not quite there yet because you're still hurting about something. And it has to do with something that I think that most of you, or some of you at least, have participated in yourself that's hard to look at, that you've caused. Not for everybody, and some of it's just pain still that you're needing to take a full look at and release the rest of the emotions that you're holding in about that situation, and being honest with yourself about it so that you can fully release it. Once you fully release it and you master your fear of that coming back around, or karmic situation or something like that, then you're really able to open yourself and allow these gifts to come in. Because that insecurity of, look at her, she's like, what's going to happen? You know, she's very tensed up and stressed out about being afraid of what's going to happen. And you look here, embrace the dark, you know, and that's what she's doing here. She's not scared of that boogeyman there that's behind her, or what could happen, or who could say what, or who would do this or that. She's just kind of going for it. You know, she feels good and confident and strong. And that's just what they're telling you here. Yeah, it's just kind of, you know, continue to go for it. If there is someone here that's going to approach you of the past, this is someone that you may, look, have no fear. Don't be afraid of that situation, but just, you know when you're going to be ready to approach it or not. So for some of you, number one here again, all in perfect timing. For some of you, it has to do with when you feel ready. Not when this person's ready, not when everybody else is ready, but when you feel ready. If you are not ready to have an emotional conversation with someone, because you know that it would be triggering like hell, you know, and you wouldn't be able to control what you say to the other person, you don't want to have regrets, and you're just not at a place where you're ready to have that experience. It's okay to say, I'm not ready to discuss it right now. It's okay to do that. And they should respect that boundary, because you have to work through things with inside yourself in your own head and see how you feel about a situation sometimes before you jump into understanding how the other person feels about it. You know, you don't even know how you feel about it. So how can you represent yourself in the best way in that conversation? You know, and this is all they're saying, just to make sure that you have the power. You have the control in being able to say yes or no in that, and in any situation. I don't know where I went with that, but somebody needed to hear it, I guess. Number 35, trust the guidance that you are receiving. Okay. Whoever needed to hear that message, there you go. It says, Archangel Uriel has blessed you with a brilliant epiphany. I am also present to clear away your worries so that you can trust your divine guidance. So number 35, 3 is about expansion, 5 is about that change. Together you have 8, which is about taking action. You have these 2 8s back to back here. You may feel like sometimes you go, you know, 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. You know what I mean? Like, you kind of go forward and go back. You feel like you're doing good, getting somewhere, and then something sets you back. This is why this is part of it. The knowledge here, being honest and truthful here, you know, about things. Okay. Be honest with yourself at the bottom of the deck, which is kind of what we've been talking about in this reading. All of your feelings, even the difficult ones, have a message for you. Accept the truth and let source take it from there. Yeah, all you can do is embrace that darkness. Accept the truth, you know, where you are. Allow yourself to feel and be present to hold and nurture those dark, unlit parts of yourself, which is what we've been talking about. And your life will begin to expand, yes, because of it. Yes, expansion. Number 3. So, yeah, and 5 is here, you know, those numbers of change. Okay, guys, I'm going to get a postcard from Spirit to close. And, well, we're going to get some initials to close. Let's get a postcard from Spirit. So I hope these messages help. I hope they bring you some kind of insight, clarity, understanding, or at least be enjoyable enjoyable to listen to on a Sunday at least. Okay. All right. What postcard do you have for call 2? What message do they need to hear about what they should do? They got a lot to say about this. There's a lot here. I'm going to put them all back because I can't just choose, right? Let's just see if we can get one. Which one? Just one, please. Thank you. Kind of did a dance on the table, didn't it? It's like, okay, here. Hope floats. Okay. You remember in that movie, Hope Floats? If y'all have not seen that, it's this girl gets cheated on, you know, in the beginning, and she ends up moving in with her mother, and just she's depressed like most of that movie in the beginning because she's just going through that heartbreak. And there's this one guy that's always trying to date her and doesn't give up on her, but brings out, like, also he kind of picks on her a little bit. He's not easy on her, you know, and he brings out like the things that she needs to really be changing or seeing that she's not, you know, to get her out of that Five of Cups energy, the first card y'all started with. And she does end up getting out of it, you know. She has to go through a lot in order to get to that point, but then hope floats, you know. It's like you may feel like things sometimes, like I said before, you're doing really good, you know, and then things kind of go back and forth with that because of that truth that you're carrying around on your back. Dearest you, let us ask you, are you looking for happiness outside your everyday, moment-to-moment experience, thinking that you'll find happiness out there someday? So many go chasing the magic it out there, but it never could be found there. So we want to share a secret that shouldn't be a secret. You are pure joy. What made you is pure joy, and every time you wake up, and even when you go to sleep, you have joy waiting to be expressed inside of you. Joy and happiness and fullness come from doing joy, being joy, knowing it, cultivating it, and lighting it in your heart so that you can share it. You must know this, so when the time comes, you will be fully free, and your joyful being and actions will turn you into a beacon of starlight. So remember, I talked about that timing card came out too as well, the number 1 with the doors open, all in good timing, or all in timing, divine timing. It's kind of similar to what it says here. You must know this, that when the time comes, you can be fully free. So when the time comes and you're really faced with the situation, with that person, with that thing, or with that whatever, that you feel fully free in that. You're free from judgment and from what everybody else thinks, or you're free from what that person thinks about you, you know, or whatever, because you're confident within yourself. And then you're able to express your own happiness and bring more joy. Look within and be joyful, even for tears and loss, for they mean that you lived, really lived. Jump into it all and love every minute. We all love you like crazy over here. Remember in the beginning, in that card we started with Shadow, I talked about how knowing that you had to go through like certain things, dark parts, to find that light within you, you know, and that strength within you. And that's part of this here in the end of that as well. Look within and be joyful even through the tears and loss, for they mean that you've lived, really lived, you know. Everything has a purpose, you know. This is alchemy. Creating something out of nothing. It's like being able to turn that bad situation into the positive part that you gained out of it that helped you as a person. I'm going to get some more initials. There's not very much. I'm not surprised that we have the angry head there. Because I feel like some of you may have said something out of anger or frustration or something like that. We have the mushroom, so that, again, that's that shadow. Boy, and that angry head it made your head fall off. What this person said. Or something like that. You're upset at the time. So you have the key. So you have the key here to your success, or you have an opportunity or gaining the opportunity to let something go, being at a crossroads, going into that new direction for yourself. We have party light here. This came out in pile 1 too. The 4 candles, only one's lit on here. So setting a goal for yourself, I think, is really important as well. I don't know why. For some of you, I feel like you need to, or you've been trying to, or needing to set a goal for yourself, whatever that means. It helps develop a sense of discipline in yourself and determination, and, you know, having that challenge to meet and being proud of yourself and having courage in yourself. I think that would be beneficial to this situation in particular, for sure. Okay, so we have E, V, I, Q, L, and R. Some of you may have lied about something, or you were a liar in a situation, or someone was like that with you. Okay. Lay it down is something I just heard in my head. Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to leave you here. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it helps. I know it was a long reading. So thanks for being here, guys. Thanks for all y'all's love. Thanks for all your support and all your kindness, of course. And I hope to see you soon. Bye. Hey, pile 3. So you chose the heart. So obviously, I want to say with the heart energy here, this may be pertaining to love, perhaps. I noticed that I have this weird 1 diamond on this that kind of looks a little bit different from the rest, almost like it's missing a diamond, but it's really not. There's like a indentation in one side in a way. And y'all aren't going to be able to see that, I don't think, but it's over here in this area. It just reminds me of something being almost perfect, right? With the heart there, or your emotions, or there being kind of something not being perfect, but it still shines regardless, right? Something that's valued. Something that's valued, and something that even shines for its flaws. So I don't know where exactly I'm going with all that, but I'm going to put your heart over here, and we'll get into... Okay, let's get your cards here. And yes, I already had pause. I only have 1 kid here today, and he's still making a ruckus. So we have the number 32, dangerous, awfully terrifying. And it says Samira with synergy. Number 32. Okay, so this is the darker side to things here. So what we see is a creature that's a lion, a goat, and a snake that's mixed together into one. Very scary. So you may feel as if, or you're in a place to where like you don't want anybody to get in your way, or you're not going to allow anyone to get in your way in a situation, or there's a lot of things that are scary about a situation, but you also feel like could be very beneficial, you know? There's something that you may be hesitant to approach or mess with, or it's like something that pulls you in. So it's something, again, that's very shiny, so it's really drawing you in, but you also see it as something very, very dangerous as well. Which sounds like love. You know, I feel you have this structure here that's behind you, that he's actually in. So this is, to me, one of those things where you feel like, should I or shouldn't I? Because it can either go one way or the other, and it's something that's very scary, but it's also something that you're intrigued by, that has to do with expansion or growing and making a decision for that. You know, like this is a direction that you feel like you really would like to take, but there's so many different ways that it can go, and all of them may be kind of scary in some kind of way. there's almost is also like something here, someone here that you don't know for sure if you can trust this or trust this person. It's something that you see as, there may be some challenges here you feel are daunting, or it's just someone that's very different from what you're used to or you've experienced before. There's someone here for some of you, you can't quite figure this person out or what it is perhaps that this person is wanting. They may have very different sides to them. This can also be for some of you, like, I get this energy of not wanting to poke the bear here. So that could be some of it for some of you when it comes to this person. Okay, so let's see what the... Had to fix my camera. I'm sorry I have to keep stopping, guys. Yard number 3, so I've been here all day. But my camera was off again, I think. Number 9. This is my favorite card out of this whole entire deck. I love this card. Y'all know why. It's got a huge rose on it. So pretty, and blue and pink are my favorite colors, and so that's what you see here. You can see kind of the blue color over here on the side. There's a ladybug up here. So there's something to do with you being lucky or being lucky to, you know, this ladybug's lucky to have the rose that's here. But also just like with this, the rose still has these thorns here. So everything that looks really good and smells good and is so beautiful here, this opportunity, and there's a lot of growth that comes with this as well. You know, like a rose continues to grow, continues to blossom. This is scary. This is scary for you. If this is a relationship or a person's, like, you continue to see like different layers of this person, or things that you feel like are so good here about this person, and you feel lucky, you know. But this is also something where there's things that are not so good, things that you feel like could hurt you, things that you're unaware of or unsure of, or you're worried about getting hurt or getting... Yeah, I think a lot of you are worried about getting hurt. Something not working out, or it has these thorns, these obstacles in some kind of way. But it's like you already see it. You know, you already feel it. You already see it. You feel like when a ladybug lands on you, or at least with me or my kids, I know I always tell them, oh, that means that you're going to be lucky. You have some, you know, some luck on you. You've been kind of blessed. You know, you have a blessing that's coming. And so after you feel that and that happens, you know, I know me and my kids are always like, you know, I feel really good now. Something good's coming. You know, we get into that high vibe and kind of energy because of it. This may be something like what this person brings into your life, or has in your past, or there's been somebody there, but there's thorns though. It was something that ended up being scary. You know, it's scary. It ended up being something that hurt you, or it could be something also that's very scary and could hurt. Yeah. The number 9 is Hermit energy, and it's Virgo, you know, so it's about examining the situation and being grounded in it, being practical, and making sure that you're responsible with your heart, you know, you're responsible with your emotions and moving forward, and not getting so caught up in the rose, just, you know, and not pay attention to that there are thorns there. Yeah. This Hermit energy is like this, going into have like a introspection about how you see things, how you want things, how things feel, what things are. Is it worth it? That's something that's there. I think that it is, though. That's the thing. It's maybe not be if it's worth it. It's not knowing what's going to happen. There's a big unknown energy that I feel. Okay. You may be waiting for or wondering about giving or receiving an offer of love, because I just saw the Knight's Tale. We'll see if it comes out again. Tell me more about this for pile 3. We have Miss Winter. Okay, well, we have a lot of cards. The bottom of the deck is the social circle. So meeting new people, going out and having fun with friends and networking. So this could be part of it. There could be someone around you perhaps, or there could be just a situation where, you know, you're needing to go out and meet new people, or you're needing to kind of go out and have fun. And that being scary, you know, because you have changed or you have grown. But I feel like for some of you, this also has to do with socializing here, needing to socialize with someone or needing to understand someone. You know, you have to go through that. Like when you go out or you have fun or you meet with new people or a new person, you have to socialize and do things to get to know them. It's kind of like dating energy, you know. You have Miss Winter came out first, which is a stuck energy, which is also the Hermit with the 9. The 9th house is also about education, which brings me back to Virgo, which is examining things, being practical. So it's almost like you're learning this person, or you're learning about this person, or what this person's about. And you may feel just a little bit stuck at this time. Well, because you have consuming passion here, and then you also have the grasp of greed, which is materialism and selfishness. So this could be part of it, you know. You may be feeling stuck in a position or a place with someone, in a place of where you can't decide if this person is someone that is all about the infatuation, or is this an infatuation, or is this more than that? Or you're with someone where you don't know if this person is possessive, or if they're greedy in some kind of way, or if you're being greedy in some sense when it comes to your desires perhaps, or when it comes to your infatuation, or if there's something here like, is this good or not good? And being stuck, stagnant in this. You could be also just stuck on understanding a situation, or stuck on something, and what it means. You could be stuck in a situation and you want more, you know, that kind of energy's there. Stuck in a situationship, or if you're just infatuated with someone really, or if they're just infatuated with you, you could be stuck on that. Like, yeah, because the rose in this, and we talked about like seeing something in that way, you know, but despite their flaws. So being kind of stagnant or stuck, you're like, you're trying to learn or figure someone out, or learn what it is that they want, or what something is, and you're wanting to get out of that. What should you do to get out of that? Okay, the 2 of Crystals in reverse. Well, 2 of Pentacles in reverse. So if you're juggling, they're saying to drop that option. You're all not to. Or, you know, quit to find balance. I'm going to keep going before I continue on to that. King of Crystals in the reverse. So King of Pentacles in the reverse, Capricorn energy. 3 of Cups in the reverse. That in pile 2 came out in the same spot, I believe. So there could be third-party energy here. What is that? That's the Hermit, isn't it? Sorry guys, I just had to double check, but it actually has the numeral number right there. I just couldn't see it. So that is the Hermit, which is strange because we talk so much about the Hermit. It's in reverse. So Serenity, that's part of what this is called here. This is part of what you're trying to figure out. You want peace here in this situation. You want to have a clear understanding of what choice it is that you should make, what you should commit to, what you shouldn't commit to, how you're seeing someone, if there's someone that's stable or not. And there could be a third-party situation here with the 3 of Cups, obviously in reverse, or it could be whether or not you should continue or continue here with a social circle, with networking, with dating, with coming together here with someone. This 9 of or this Hermit here in reverse is saying you don't know what to do. So you can't go within about the choice that you should make, because you don't have enough information. You're searching for that from this person or from the situation in order to know what to do to, if I just had some more information, if I could have something tangible here, evidence or something, then I could make a better judgment call. I could at least go within and decide what I wanted here, but I need to know more about this person, or I need to understand the situation better. Or should I separate myself from this, I don't know yet. Awakening. Judgment. I just got done talking about judgment. In reverse, before I make that judgment call. Okay. So the Two of Pentacles here in reverse. Scorpio energy there. Two of Pentacles in the reverse. For some of you, you could be dealing with the Earth sign, which is Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo, but it doesn't have to be. It's just someone that you're trying to figure out if you can trust this person. If you can, this is someone that can bring stability. My dog is barking again. I don't know what he's gotten into him tonight, but man. Okay. The neighbor's dog should start in. I'm sorry, guys. It's the weekend, they go back and forth chit-chatting all night long. Okay, the Three of Swords here in reverse with the Two of Crystals. So sorry, guys. Okay, so we have the Three of Swords in reverse. Now, it's funny that you have the Three of Swords here, the 2 here, and then you have the 32 that we started with. So, 32 could be relevant in some kind of way. I'm not sure what that means, angel number-wise. But the Three of Swords in reverse with that Two of Crystals, it's almost like needing to kind of separate yourself from something, or trying to decide if you should separate yourself from something. It could be a risk of heartbreak or pain, being afraid of that. We talked a lot about that in the beginning. And needing to maybe drop something that could cause some hurt or cause some pain in a situation. I'm going to move these up again. I keep putting them way too low in my readings because I moved my camera. Sorry, guys. So I feel like that this reading is about what should you do because you don't want to get hurt. Or if there's any kind of third-party situation here, it's like, what should you do in that? And if you should move away from that or get out of that situation to avoid some kind of hurt. Okay, tell me about the King of Pentacles in the reverse. I think you don't know if you should trust someone. Yeah, you have the Magician in reverse, which is the last person that you can trust. He's the manipulator. So you may be afraid of this. You could be, and like I said, you could be in a position to where you've experienced something like this in the past, and you don't want to repeat a cycle here, So you're studying this person and trying to figure out if there is, what are they all about? What can you trust this person? What do they want from you? Tell me about the Three of Cups in the reverse. The Five of Wands. Yeah, this is where the conflict comes in. So for some of you, this is about competition. Someone else being in the surroundings of this in some way, shape, or form. Or you having to compete with others around this person if they have, they're already socializing with other people or something like that is there. But this is conflict. This is, it's something that's difficult to not being on the same page with someone about communication is here, or emotions is here as well. Not knowing or being on the same page with someone when it comes to that. Feeling isolated is something that's really heavy with that Five of Wands for me. And looking at a decision that you need to make moving forward. She's holding 3 wands. You have 2 in the ground, and here we see again this pattern of the 3 and the 2. 2 is decisions. The three of wands would be, moving forward, expanding, growing, moving forward, and then you have the 2 sticks. Well, yeah, 2 sticks that are here for now. The cat's here. Like, what in the world, guys? I mean, what is going on? There may be a lot of people that have a lot to say here about this. There's going to be a lot going on in the background. like a ripple effect in some kind of way. That's the Five of Swords. There's a lot of other factors that go into things, right? That Two of Swords, or Two of Wands that's there, is about making a plan, being at a crossroads, choosing a direction of what you want. Tell me about, which is the number 2. Two of Cups just came out when I said that. It's so crazy. So that Hermit energy in reverse, clarify, is the Two of Cups, which is a partnership, which is a relationship, which is a choice. You know, and this is what you want. You want to be able to understand, to go within, to figure out what you want from a relationship, or what a relationship is, or means to you, or means to this person, you know. Why is the Judgment here in reverse? So that you can make that judgment call. You want to face the fear and reality of what this is. That's what it is. Before you invest emotionally, perhaps, or things get to where the point is that they could cause some significant damage here to you. Tell me about the Judgment. Okay. Page of Cups. Okay. So the Page of Cups is a messenger. It's a message. It's moving forward with something. It's also being a very fun and playful energy, which I think is what you're in at this time. So you're not making that judgment call quite yet. But this is like opening yourself up to trying to be in a place where you feel comfortable enough to venture into making some kind of decision. You also may be afraid to communicate something emotionally here, because you're afraid of being judged, or the other person judging the situation, or maybe you're afraid of misjudging the situation itself. She has tears in her eyes, it looks like. So it's almost like, for some of you, this could be an apology, you know, being afraid, having to apologize for misjudging this situation in some way. Tell me about what they should do about this with this Three of Swords here and the Two of Crystals in the reverse. The Ten of Wands in the reverse. So there needs to be a significant change that takes place. Let go of the burden of this that you're holding on to. That's something that's really heavy here. Let go of if it doesn't work out, or you know, what could happen. Let go of the burden of the responsibility here as well that you're holding on to. It's like you're taking the burden of the what ifs on your back to the game, and you're not going to be able to enjoy the game if you have all these what ifs you're carrying around. It reminds me of being in the elevator with my kids. You know, we get trapped in the elevator, have 3 of every kind of personality, and I have one that's reading the wall, trying to not have anxiety. I have one that's crying at my feet that I'm trying to just soothe, you know, and comfort. And I have one that's next to me, my 10-year-old, which is he knows the facts about the most randomest stuff and everything. He loves to educate himself on everything. And he's sitting there telling me about every way that we could die in an elevator or something terrible could happen out loud. Well, I got one kid with anxiety and one kid crying. And this is kind of like what I was feeling here in this kind of scenario. It's like, you know, carrying around, like we're being in that elevator with somebody that's sitting there telling me all the worst case scenarios. It's not the best feeling to have to carry on your back, you know, in that situation when you're the one that has to be in control, or you're the one that has to make the decision. So they're saying that if you carry around this weight here of all these, what if this and this and this and this and this happens, it's going to be even harder for you. You're making it even harder for you to be able to make that decision or stay in a practical mindset, you know, moving forward, and really judge the situation for what it's worth. So you're needing to release that. I'm sorry, I just keep thinking about my kids in that elevator, and my little one's just sitting there at my feet crying, you know, that something's going to happen to us. And my other kid's telling him, oh yeah, it can happen this way, this way, this way. And I'm like, oh my Shut up. Shut up. What are you saying all that stuff for? Perspective is here. So it's the Hanged Man, which is Pisces energy. So changing your perspective of how you're seeing the situation is important. Even though it's difficult, you know, sometimes it's necessary to perhaps shift your perspective. You know, your perspective is your prison or your paradise. And they're kind of saying here, in order to release the heavy weighing down feeling that you're feeling that's keeping you from really understanding the situation for what it is. Releasing that fear of getting hurt, you know, or seeing it in the other point of view. What if you don't? What if it does work out? What if it does go in this direction, you know? What should they do here moving forward? Temperance in the reverse, Sagittarius energy. Yeah, you need to find balance. You need to find, you know, get your head out of the clouds and put your feet back on the ground where you feel safe. Where you feel at peace or secure. You know, you can't make a real decision moving forward if you have a lot of stuff that you're carrying around here. This is what needs to change in order to be able to feel at peace with whatever decision you do make. So if you're carrying around like all these things on your back and you're walking into having to change your perspective or make a decision or make a judgment call on someone or situation, you want to be coming from your most highest place for that, right? Because you don't want to make a mistake, or you don't want to base a decision off of the weight that you would have to carry. You know, you don't want to definitely do that. You wouldn't look at a new job and go, man, you have an opportunity for this brand new job. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be great. I'm going to have better income, all this other good stuff. But then you think, well, boy, it's going to be a lot of work. It's too much work for me. I don't know if I want to do it. You know, it's like, you just think about how heavy of a workload it's going to be, and you're not looking at all the benefits. Of course, you're not going to be in a balanced place where you're making the best decision. You have to find that balance between the good and the bad, and find peace with it within yourself. You know, that definitely the good outweighs the bad. You know, the experience outweighs the pain in some kind of way. I'm not saying to, you know, put your neck out there in a situation that you know is not good for you. I'm saying to make sure that you're balanced in how you're looking at it, and you're not just looking at it and the what ifs. What if it doesn't work out, you know? The Page of Swords in reverse. So you need to be honest with yourself. Don't promise anything that you can't deliver. That's something that's here. Don't express something that is not your truth. This has to do with this right here. Being afraid that it's like you may be making a judgment call on a situation that's not exactly what it is. And it's saying to be honest with yourself about that truth of the situation. You know, don't deny how you see something or what you want out of something, because then you can only blame yourself for it not working out in the end, or at least not being honest. You know, you don't want to have that regret, you know, in that way. Like, I should have said something, or I shouldn't have acted a certain way. I feel like with the Page of Swords in reverse, it's insinuating that you don't feel good about the communication, or you don't feel good about what you've expressed, or that you wish you would have said something differently. And it could be having to do with judging the situation for just being something that's not meaningful, right? Tell me about the Ten of Wands in reverse. Be honest with yourself there too. Two of Swords in reverse. So all these twos about decisions, not knowing what to decide. It's like you don't want to have to. Yeah. It's like you don't have to, though, is what they're saying here. You don't have to decide anything right now. Change your perspective. King of Swords in the reverse, Aquarius energy. Change your perspective. Whatever it is that you're putting on someone, there may be past people that you're putting on with this person. That's something that came up here as well for you. You may be putting too quick to judge this person or the situation in some kind of way. There's more to it than what meets the eye. It's this feeling of judging someone for your past because of something you've experienced in your past. So this is like assuming someone that's just wanting to use you in some kind of way, or just trying to get what they can from you or whatever. And when that rose dies, those thorns are all that's left, or being afraid of what's going to happen with this person. It could be something that's dangerous here. Tell me some more. Temperance in the reverse. Changing your perspective of how you communicate to this person, and maybe that they are being honest about some things. Temperance in reverse. Some of you may have a betrayal wound that you carry with you. Wheel of Fortune in reverse. It's like you're afraid of something not going in your favor, going the right way. You have the Emperor here in the reverse. So you feel like, look at them, all of these, they're looking in the same, so they're looking in the same direction. In the past. You may be looking at a decision that you made in the past, about a decision that you made focused around someone and how you saw someone as this Emperor that's here. Doesn't matter what gender you are. It has to do with the way that you saw someone. You may have seen someone or trusted someone that you felt like you could be safe with, or you could feel secure with in some kind of way. Someone you looked up to or admired in some kind of way. And that didn't work out, and that person was dishonest with you or cut you off or was just not so great to you in some kind of way, and then you were left standing with no choice but to walk away, or you were left standing with, to where you had to make a choice, or you feel like you made the wrong choice about that person, like that person let you down, and it's like you felt betrayed by that situation, but it's something that you still really kind of hold on to. And I think you may have not realized it or known its awareness, been fully aware to it until you got into maybe something new or a new situation of some sort, and it's resurfacing, but it's causing you to feel stuck here in introspection when it comes to this person and what they really want from you, or how they're going to treat you. There's fear here as well of repeating another pattern, and being unsure about that. Okay. So what should they do? What should they do with this? What should they do with this moving forward? I can tell you've got to stop looking at the past. Queen of Wands in the reverse. Find confidence in the situation and in yourself. So I'm going to tell you something that's so crazy. You aren't going to believe this. This dog that's in this picture looks almost exactly like a dog that somebody showed me the other day. Look at that. Super weird. So that's Sagittarius. Could be Aries, Leo energy. Queen of Wands in reverse. You lack confidence in the situation. It comes from within yourself. In a way, not fully. Justice in reverse. Feeling like a situation's unfair or unbalanced. It's not justified. Knight of Wands in reverse. Oh, that's very simple. I mean, the Eight of Swords in the reverse. I said, that's very simple. They're like, yeah, get out of your head. Eight of Swords in reverse. If the situation, you don't feel confident in it, if you don't feel confident in a situation, or you feel like a situation's making you feel insecure in some kind of way, that is also a huge red flag that it may be something that there's an unfairness or injustice that's being done, and it's something that you should move away from. If you are feeling like you're getting hot and cold energy here from someone, that's something that you should move away from. If you feel like there's unfairness that's being done to you, or that it's not, you know, it's a situation that doesn't meet your standards, or it's just something that you shouldn't be a part of in some kind of way, there's something to do with maybe a situation making you feel less than, causing some insecurities perhaps in some way. This is something that it's saying, like, you'll know when that time is, and you don't get in your head about it. If something is making you feel less than what you are, then you have the ability to move away from that situation. That's what's simple about it. No, having that knowing is very powerful. Okay, why is the Queen of Wands here in the reverse? Confidence is key for real, guys. Having confidence in who you are in the situation and what you have to bring to the table, or that something is there for a reason, you know, whatever, that, however you want to look at that, whichever way, shape, or form you want to look at it. Having confidence in it is knowing that whichever way it goes is going to be justified to you in some kind of way. And if it doesn't come together, if it doesn't work out, or if it's not right for you and it doesn't happen, then not to be in your head about it, but just know that, because you have confidence in knowing that and moving forward. The Four of Wands in reverse. So if you feel a lack of peace in the situation that you're in because it's not coming together in the way that you want, this person's not making you feel good, they're making you feel insecure. You know, if you are in a situation like that and it's something that you have the ability to move away from here, Justice in the reverse, the Hierophant. So it definitely, if this is a commitment here, or if it doesn't align with your values or your morals, or you just don't feel right about it, you know, you disagree with this person and what they're bringing towards you, the energy they're bringing towards you, especially if it's a Knight of Wands energy, which is a very hot and cold kind of energy, quick and easy in and out. It's a player energy, okay? Knight of Wands in the reverse. The Knight of Cups in reverse, so there you go again. So this is someone that is unrealistic with their expectations of how they're, you know, seeing the connection, or this is also representing you, you know, not being in a fantasy world about something, but being practical, being real, being honest with yourself. What you're presenting that you want here out of this situation, and who you are, and what your boundaries are, and what you deserve. You know, having someone, showing someone how you want to be treated, you know. I know I say that, but I'm hesitant to say that, because if you're in any kind of a relationship that is toxic in some kind of way, that's not necessarily always the case that you show someone how you want to be treated, because sometimes you get caught up in patterns where you're showing someone really not how you want to be treated, but you're just trying to keep the peace in that situation, or whatever it is. I don't know who needs to hear that message, but that's something that's here. The Eight of Swords in the reverse. The Two of Wands in the reverse. You know, at some point you do just have to stand up for yourself, though, if you're in that situation, by the way. Two of Wands in the reverse here. So, feeling like you don't have a choice, but you do. You're just needing to get out of your head about it. Feeling like you don't have a control in the situation, but you do. You just need to get out of your head about it. I just saw 23 on the timer. What you have, the 3 and the 2 everywhere. You have the 5 of Cups in reverse. This is moving on. Yeah, this is moving on. This seems so simple, doesn't it? if you kind of got rid of the emotional part of it and you were a complete robot, you could look at the situation just from the facts at hand and say, is this what I want? What am I representing of myself in this situation? What am I putting out there that it is that I want or I need or I desire, from this situation? Is that what I'm getting? Am I being honest with this person? Am I being honest with myself? How is this person making me feel in this situation? Is this a pattern that I'm repeating? All these kind of questions, they're saying just to be honest with yourself about how you answer those questions and know that you have the power to pick the direction that you take moving forward. You just have to get out of your head about what choice that is. Just know that whatever you're choosing is choosing something where you're not stuck on regrets or loss or pain from your past or what could happen if, or feeling abandoned from a situation or leaving a situation, knowing that whatever's meant for you will come back around. All that you can do is give yourself justice in a situation, and whatever fits with your values, your morals, and how you see yourself. Does it fit? Because you can sit in an energy and have someone treat you a certain way forever and ever, and they'll continue to do that or continue to be in that energy until you decide, what you will and won't put up with. When you decide that you are your own person and you have your own decisions and your own directions, and what is enough, Not wanting to be fooled in a situation or not wanting to fool yourself either. Okay, King of Wands is in reverse under that, Leo energy. So you have a King and Queen of Wands here, both in reverse, and look at that Sun in reverse, not wanting to be disappointed. 7 of Swords in reverse, not wanting to be fooled by somebody here. 6 of Swords. Yeah. This could be someone that you have of intense attraction with. Very intense attraction with. Consuming passion here. Lustful desire, sexual chemistry, and infatuation. And this could be someone that the two of you are playing into your own, currently into a more shadow side of one another, and that's what's so confusing here in a way. There is this surface level of things that are here, and it's like nobody wants to go underneath a certain level. It's scary in that level. You could get your heart broken in that level. You have to be vulnerable in that level. That could be part of this as well. But that doesn't change until you change, or until someone chooses to continue forward, or to open up, or to get out of your head. Okay. Since there is a person here, I'm just going to go into it, boss, actually. I was going to get somebody. I'm going to see if there is a person here for some of you, or unless this is past energy. Let's just see what they would say. Because I think you're just stuck on, you don't really for sure know this person or not. Like, you don't know what this person wants or not, or you don't know what they're all about. Or if they're wearing a mask, they're deceiving you in some kind of way. You may have been in a lot of relationships as well where you felt that way. You felt like you knew someone and then they ended up being someone completely different. Ghosted just popped out when I said that. So there could have been someone here that ghosted you or disappeared on you. Focused on money. So there's another card of materialism. This says, I'm sorry I disappeared. I needed to get away and clear my head. And focused on money here. I'm currently focusing on my career and finances. My main priority is my financial stability. What would this person say if there's someone else here for pile 3? There's a lot of flippers. You're so special. You're truly divine. I never felt energy like yours before, and I can't get enough. So this is someone that could be kind of in a place to where they are giving you this hot and cold energy, this Knight of Wands. That might be why that's so confusing to you. Like with this Knight of Cups in reverse, you don't know how this person feels or what this is, or if this is just an illusion of some sort. Because they give you hot and cold energy, you know. This is someone that could be focused on their financial stability at this time, or needing to focus on that. This is someone that does feel like that you are special to them in some way, you know, or you are just special, depending on your relationship here with this person. In tears. When I think about you, I cry. So this is opening up a little bit of an emotional place to this person, and that may be something that's hard for them to really look at, and so that could be why they're kind of giving you a hot and cold energy. Now, I'm not talking about someone ghosting you, okay? I'm like, I don't even want to go there, because I just feel like that's just so immature. And I understand there's cases where you have to literally ghost someone because they won't leave you the hell alone, and I understand that. I've been there too. But to just flat out ghost someone that you've had a relationship with, especially an intimate relationship with, and no understanding of reasoning behind that, I think it's just so bad, you know. Just to leave someone in their head like that, especially if you cared about them at some point, it's just so bad. This could have been something that's happened to you, or you've done to someone, I don't know. But this person maybe is just giving you a hot and cold energy because they actually are needing to focus on other things, or they're just busy, you know, or they don't know what to do about the situation. So they don't give too much away. Okay. Now, I'm not talking about somebody that's not treating you right, okay? I would never say that. No reader ever would. If you're ever in a reading and you're like, well, they did this, and this to me, I wouldn't go back to someone like that. That's not your person. This is not your reading, okay? This person here is someone that I've had people comment like that, so it just tickles me, because it's funny in readings you can get a comment that's really good about the same pile, and then somebody else says, well, I would never, you know, do this, and this, and it's like people get triggered in certain things. I've never understood, like, why, unless it's just someone that pops up in a reading and that happens, somebody you didn't want to know about, just click off of it. If you don't, you know, if that person was abusive to you or whatever they've done to you, you know, you don't want to hear about them, just click off of it. Like, you know, if it's someone that I'm sitting here telling you that you need to go apologize to, and they've abused you in some kind of way, I would never say that to anyone. So if you're getting a reading about somebody that did something harmful like to you and that, why? I mean, why do you even care? You know what I mean? Just click off if it's resonating with you with someone else. This is not your message. Sorry, side note. had to put that in there because it's kind of coming up a little bit here. You know, this is about somebody that I feel, for most of you, has a hard time expressing themselves because they don't know what they want, or they don't soon. I'm going to contact you soon. So they may have been putting you off, giving you hot and cold energy because they didn't know what they wanted. My dreams is at the bottom. I've been dreaming about you, and my dreams were free and in love. Wish I could stay there forever. So again, this is like, maybe there's some kind of obstacles, is something I mentioned earlier. There could be some kind of obstacles that's between you and this person that they feel like they don't know if that's why they're giving you hot and cold energy. Maybe the case. Like they don't know what to do about their relationship because of the obstacles, and so they don't want to get too close to you because of that. advice. What should they do for pile 3? Be honest with yourself. That came out in pile 2. All your feelings, number 5, all your feelings, or even the difficult ones, have a message for you. Accept the truth and let your source take it from there. Can I have one more? Stay the course. Now, feel the emotions that come to the surface about this and stay the course. Don't panic. You're not on the wrong path. You're just having a bumpy start. Learn from your experiences and keep going. So if this ends up being something that you feel like you have to walk away from in some kind of way, or it's not right for you, or it's not getting better or changing, or, you know, like how long to let something go before you realize, you know, it's not good for you or the best thing, or it makes you feel insecure, whatever the reason, you know, having the power and knowing that you can take the lead in your own life. You know, they're saying, number 29, being on the right path, stay the course, don't panic. So if you're starting to feel like you don't know if this is right for you, I feel like part of what they're saying, as long as you're being honest with yourself, you're feeling those feelings that you're feeling, being honest with those feelings, and staying on, you know, the path moving forward, learning from the experience, whether you're continuing to learn this person, understand this person, or you're choosing to move forward, depending on your situation, guys. This is a blessing in disguise, number 33. So whatever obstacles are here could at this time actually be a blessing. Maybe looking at it more in that way. Maybe especially if there's distance here in some kind of way, or you're needing to focus on other things at this time, maybe that's why you need to focus on money, or you need to focus on your financial stability in some way. Maybe it's because you're just needing to focus on yourself or staying the course and getting yourself into a certain position. So that distance could do justice in this situation, you know. Be patient and have faith that your angels have the situation under control. What will come is far beyond what you dared to dream. So there could be a bigger picture in this that's unfolding that you may be kind of unaware of. And Spirit's saying just to hold on now. Hold on now, it's going to get better. Just keep being you, keep doing what you need to do, and, you know, let go of the things you need to let go of, even if that's just fear. Find balance and security and harmony within yourself and your path and where you are. What can they expect in the near future? I don't know why I want to get this for you guys, but different paths. So right now, you and someone could be just in different areas and different paths, doing different directions, and you feel like that's an obstacle here. You're not on the same page with the person that you have in mind. The directions that you want to move into are different. So this could be, again, what you're afraid of, but this is supposed to be what's shifting here. Put yourself first. So there you go. For some of you, this has to do with maintaining that. Keep putting yourself first. Keep choosing yourself, being honest with yourself. Stay the course. This person may be on a different path than you, and that's okay. You know, they could come back around later, perhaps, or they're just not where you are, or not wanting what you want, you know, or something like this at this time, or can't. Stay optimistic here. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance into your life. And be honest again. Heart-to-heart conversations are necessary. It is safe for you to talk about your feelings. So if you're wondering that in a situation, needing to talk about your feelings here and how putting yourself first by at least expressing how you feel and being honest about that, and whether you're someone are on the same page or not, if you're on different paths, and stay optimistic about the results of that and where that's going to lead to. This is supposed to be what's shifting or changing, or the future. What can you expect? You have past lives here as well. You've known this person before, so this could be somebody that's resurfacing, or this could just feel like a soulmate to you, you know, and someone that you feel good and comfortable with, but you're just carrying around something that you're just worried, you know, about this person because possibly of the energy they're giving off. It's funny because you can be in a relationship with someone and it can go horrible, and they can give you a hot and cold energy, and it can all make sense in the end, you know, well, that's why they were so hot and cold with me. But then you can be in a relationship and get that same kind of energy, but it be a different reason. And it could throw you off, you know, very significantly, because you're like, well, I got that same energy from the last person. Am I repeating this cycle? But it could be for a very different reason. So there's something here, as long as you're being honest with yourself and this person, that's when being vulnerable in a conversation, you know, as long as you're honest with yourself and you communicate what your needs or your feelings are and what path that you're on or how you're seeing a relationship, then there's no excuse for not understanding, right? If you've explained yourself. So if someone says, I don't understand why you're leaving, you'll be like, well, I told you several times what I was wanting and I'm not getting it, you know, or I told you several times that, you know, whatever the situation is. So shouldn't come to as a surprise, right? And you are a divine beauty here as well. So yeah, your worth is important. Dearest you, we have a secret to share with you. If you act as if all is well, it will be. Act as if that you are brave and you will have courage. Act as if that you are loved and you will be a magnet for love and experience the love of spirit. Act as if your prayers have been answered, as if you are truly in sync with good fortune. How you think is how you will see the world, interact with it, and draw conclusions from it. If you want to be a person who has the life that you want, co-creating and loving what is yours, you need to start acting as if that were the truth. Don't worry about the conditions in the life that seem empty or cavernous, chaotic or barren. These are temporary and don't even count. Defy them and act as if you're the luckiest person on the planet. For you will be. For you already are. There's the real secret. You are infinite potential. Loving you so much, rainbows explode in the ether. This is having that feeling of like when knowing your value and your worth, and then knowing like what you have to offer and bring to a situation, and knowing if someone else is not recognizing or seeing that or giving you that same energy in return for what you know you deserve or know your worth is, then understanding that maybe that person's not for you, or that situation's not meant for you, or like your values and what, yeah, I mean, it's pretty, if the shoe fits, right? If the shoe fits, that kind of situation. And if the shoe ain't fitting, if it's not fitting, you know, with how you feel, if it's not fitting with what you want, if it's not fitting with making you feel good, then don't wear the shoe. Find a different shoe that fits you better. You know what I mean? A situation that fits you better. It's kind of easy when you look at it like that. Uh-oh, we have an X in the bowl. We also have a hex in the bowl, so that's not good either. Maybe you should cleanse your energy there. Somebody's trying to put a hex on you. We have EX, we have the big H, the N, another H, an R, and a B. Be honest again. I heard be brave in my head as well. I just heard Brian in my head. I think my son is in there whistling. I don't know why. I mean, teenagers are just crazy, guys. 1 minute they're whistling, 1 minute they're yelling. I don't even know what to think. We have the number 8 here as well, which is about taking action. So yeah, you have the strength and the ability to be able to take action any given situation that you need to in order to get yourself to a better place. We all have that ability, right? Whether we do it or not, it's different. But we all have the ability. Her is here. Or he. Okay. You also have the closure pen, so time to close something out, or knowing when something needs to close out, or unzipping the truth, you know, opening yourself up to the truth here. You also have the shell, so coming out of your shell here. You also have the lightning bug, so shining light on the situation. So maybe you're needing to open up here and come out of your shell and shine some light on how things are growing or developing, or what action you need to take or want to take, where you stand in a situation. Okay. All right, guys. So I'm going to leave you here. I hope this helps. Good luck to you with this. I'm sending you some love and light. Thanks for all your kindness and your support, and I hope to see you guys soon.